Hello.
Well, hello.
Welcome to the final podcast. Already, wow.
The final. That's the name. It has to be like big and grandiose, like the final season,
So,
final episode.
we have a couple recs to cover, but we're also going to go over
Probably the most boring topic.
well, we're going to do a few things.
Well, it's in the sense of wrapping up, though.
Yeah, we're going to do a big old final podcast. I don't know how big it's going to be, but we're going to get to everything. I also wanted to say, because we had a few ideas, so we're gonna cover the recs from last week. My rec was not announced in the last episode.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. I forgot about that
because I hadn't remembered, or I hadn't thought of what I wanted to do yet.
It's not as like huge and penultimate as any of you would think.
Well, I think it's like the best equivalent I could have had for what you did.
I guess.
Well,
I mean, this is more like a recent development that you've had.
It is,
it's
but
not it's been, you know.
But that's because I've been showing you things the whole time we've known each other. If I like saved Streetlight or something until now, then that would be what I gave you.
First of all, if you saved Streetlight until
we wouldn't
now,
be friends.
Yeah, exactly. And I would open with, "How dare you keep this from me?"
See, no, but yeah, it's like if I held like my favorite shit ever back until right now, like you did with your rec, which is the wall. But
well, because you were like, "Oh, I'm not really about Pink Floyd." I was like, "All right, fair enough."
Yeah, my recommendation was.
Oh wait, hold on. Before we get to that,
we're not going to talk about it yet.
I found a Streetlight meme on Facebook, which isn't like common, so I thought I'd share with you.
Girl, I can't believe you didn't cry in Titanic. Do you have any emotion? Have you ever cried? Me. A Better Place, a Better Time. Streetlight Manifesto.
From Everything Goes Numb.
Who posted that?
Someone on my friends list, who's also a musician.
Well,
I have a couple of friends on Facebook that know about Streetlight.
They must be great.
Oh yeah, no, they're awesome.
Okay.
And two others also hearted it, so they know too.
Great.
Like how, dude, it's so weird. God damn, you got me started on Streetlight. So saying everyone that knows about it is like a cult, or we're just like, yeah, someone knows who knows.
Well, I wanted to do a thing where we talked about like most important albums to us, but then I couldn't think of 10, so I didn't even bring it up to you. But I did write down 6 albums I think are important to me. So I don't know. I think we can just include whatever we feel like in this episode.
Yeah, or like we can just do things that are important to us. Because like if there were more time on the table, you would absolutely be like, you play Night in the Woods.
Well, yeah, but so here's what I wrote down that we should do. After our recommendations. Okay, first I'll say what my recommendation was, so you guys know what's coming in a few minutes. I did
The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me.
Yep, brand new 2006 album. 6 or 7, I don't know. So we'll be talking about that in a few minutes. Other things we're going to get to. We're going to be ranking each other's recommendations over the course of this podcast.
As well as
we're going to... What, do you just want me to list the other things?
Sure.
Okay.
So what's up for the roster here?
Well, our second or third episode, depending on how you look at it, was ranking our own stupid Let's Plays. And that was a dumb episode, but we did it.
It's great. We talked about.
So we're going to revisit that as well, because we have just 3 or 4 or 5 something more series to add that weren't done at the time. So we'll do that. That should be quick. Then we're going to fucking do something real dumb. Like new levels of dumb.
We're gonna do real dumb. This all isn't stupid by now.
We're gonna rank these podcasts. But we've exempt any that
are just recommendations
where we just talked about recommendations.
So
so the stuff that we came up with to do, we're gonna rank those ones.
Let's be real.
So there's 8 that we'll rank.
Let's be real. Like, we all knew this was coming. We both knew that the last podcast was
going to be
ranking our own podcasts. Of course. You guys knew.
This is for us.
Has followed this.
This is for us. We've known that for a little while now. So
we've known that since the 3rd episode.
yeah, pretty much. We were like, let's rank our series that no one watches. Okay, and I just decided we're gonna fit whatever we can into this. So if we have any other comments, we can probably just add them as we go. Like, for example, if there are any new developments to favorite games, or like, I know in particular when we get to ranking like the decade best of lists, I'll have a couple things to add now that I didn't have at the time. So some new insight. Just a few things like that we can quickly go over as we go. Make sure we get everything into this one condensed episode of the Shedheads podcast.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so that said, I guess we could get into it. We wasted a good 6 minutes on that.
6 whole minutes. Oh, my teeth feel fucking awful still.
Yeah. So we just did the Valentine's Day episode of the 2020 Valentine's Day episode of the Gameshed. Check that out if you want. We drank and ate some sour candies. And
do not recommend.
No. I guess we'll get into my rec first then.
What if we had the warheads dissolved into that liquid?
I was thinking of that, but I was like, I don't want to complicate this.
I don't want to drink battery acid.
I really did think of it.
I don't want to drink battery acid.
I was like, what if I put a toxic waste in there? And then I was like, I was already having trouble deciding which order to take them in, because I was like, what's sourer than what? And I was having trouble deciding. I knew I wanted the toxic waste at the top. That shit's terrible. You didn't even have to eat one.
No, I didn't. I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
All right.
So whose are we doing first? I already forgot what we did.
We're doing mine
week.
first. We did yours first last week.
Okay, so I'm talking about brand new.
Yeah.
For right now. All right. Well, I'm just gonna say this album isn't brand new for me.
No. You'd heard it before I recommended it.
I've heard it a couple times before already. Maybe not all the way through or actively listening, but like, yeah, definitely like wasn't unfamiliar with it.
It was more like I wanted your review of it, so I wrecked it instead of like I wanted you to hear it. Yeah, I wanted your thoughts, so I wanted to choose something. I really wanted an in-depth analysis from you.
Fuck, in depth, then I would have prepared an essay, because I just got I pretty much just got track by track like normal.
As in depth as we go here.
Yeah.
So
like the first track, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really like the album art for this.
Me too. I was gonna say, because we don't typically talk about album art.
I guess we started for a bit.
I've like loved that album art from the second I saw it. I don't know why. It's pretty straightforward. Also,
it's just visual.
Yeah, apparently, it's just a picture some guy took, and like it was in some guy's like photography binder or whatever you call their body of work, and they were just like, "Can that be our album cover?" And they got it. So
that's wild.
Yeah, like so that's pretty cool, I guess.
So I guess there goes like any interpretations anyone's had.
Well, it fits. It fits with the name for sure. But yeah. I think I read that they didn't think through the name a ton either.
And what name also.
I feel like we need to say this in case anyone watches this. That talking about brand new doesn't mean we'd support what Jesse Lacey did or anything like that. This album's just amazing.
Yeah, like separate art from artists and all that.
Yeah.
Which is what's been holding you back from talking about this band.
It is. That's why I was just like, we're going to do this album, because I do choose to separate art from artists, and the album really impacted me a lot. So we're going to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's as easy as saying, like, I don't support what the guy did, but I think the album stands on its own.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it then.
Okay, so then the first track, Sowing Season. Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah! Yeah.
You definitely knew this one.
Of course, yeah. I mean, everyone knows this song. I mean, anyone that knows, like, brand new, like, this is probably the first thing that they think of.
It's the first one I heard. I heard a cover
makes
of
sense.
it. I heard Brian Fallon from the Gaslight Anthem cover the song, and that's why I went and listened to the original.
Yeah, everyone just knows it as that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, this shit's good. And then I eventually listened to the whole album. But I knew this song like a year before I knew this album.
All right. Well, also, should I like give like a quick like analysis, like something to point out about this little list I have?
Sure. And I was gonna say, if you know these songs, you probably know these songs a little more than I know the songs you gave. So like, I mean, you probably know them a little more thoroughly than we have for the rest of these recs. So it might be a little easier to point out like what you did and didn't like.
You're talking about for me in this album?
Because you're more familiar, yeah.
Yeah.
So you might be able to more pinpoint, oh, I really like this part. Like,
oh yeah, but I still like listen to it as if I was first listening to it before. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Where am I going to like point this out? You know, would I listen to this again? Like, and that's it. Absolutely. You know, I put this on like, you know, on like a favorite albums chart. I hang this up on my wall.
You would?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
Because I would listen to this again.
Cool.
Like, I guess with that said, there's no dislikes on this.
Okay.
Not a single one. I never was like, I don't want to hear this again. You know, I was never actively like, oh, fuck this.
I would agree. I don't have a dislike on here.
Which is good. That's how you know it's like, this is some good content on here. So, speaking of which, there's a reason why this song is so like fucking so known, I guess. If like you like delve into like kind of what would you call this, emo punk? This
album, I would say they were getting away from that. They were kind of becoming their own.
Yeah, they kind of
they're doing their own thing.
They kind of have their own sound, honestly.
They're definitely getting away from like the emo punk kind of stuff that you hear on the first album for sure, and a bit on Deja Entendu still. And they were definitely going more down like this, like I don't know what word to use. I want to say like progressive, but that puts the wrong sound in mind. It was like definitely a
alternative.
Yeah, I don't know. It was different, less easy to put in a box.
Yeah,
I'd definitely say you could call it like an emo album, but not sound wise. I wouldn't say.
Gotcha. It's more like
if you call like My Chemical Romance and like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco and stuff, if that's like your definition of emo, then you can't like put this in the same box, you know?
Yeah. Well, like scene, I guess would be a word, but like I don't know, just the way he sings, it just, I don't know, something melancholic about it, like in its nature.
Yeah,
which is really cool, and like it gets like it can get really fucking emotional in lots of songs. But anywho, yeah, I put Sowing Season in my fucks with.
Okay,
like straight off the bat, like this is a banger, like all the way through.
Absolutely,
like immediately, like as soon as we started getting into it. Like, before we even started the podcast, in my head, I'm just like, losing all my friends.
Yeah, it's a great opener, too.
Singing it. And the way it just builds, too. Yeah.
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 Dude, the first time it gets really loud. It's
yeah, well, I love how he just does it softly at first.
And my favorite part of that song is...
Yeah.
Well, I really like the, like... yeah, the little thing after. The part you're singing right now is great. I don't know what to call it. It's like kind of like a secondary chorus part because it happens a couple times. But I was thinking when it cools down in the middle and then it's like, I'm not your friend. Like when you just
I'm not your friend. I ain't your lover.
Yeah.
I'm not your family. Yeah. Well, it's like isolated vocals.
I love that
shouting.
part.
Yeah.
I'm just a man who knows how to feel.
Just there's a lot of emotion and in how
on the whole album, fucking
on the whole album. I'm just I want to say I'm brand new in general, but I did only hear these two albums.
Oh yeah, this was my depression album, so it makes sense. This is a
depression album.
It's a very heavy album.
This would be mine.
That's good.
You know, when I go through my next like huge depression, I'm putting this on.
This and Pinkerton.
Yeah, that and Pinkerton, of course. Pinkerton is the depression album.
All right, yeah. So
and likewise, a bit of foreshadowing. So was The Wall.
Right.
But we'll get to there.
We'll get to The Wall.
So Millstone.
I like the song
track
a lot.
Number 2.
I thought, what do you think of it?
What the fuck does it sound like again? I already forgot.
I used to be
some. Oh yeah, it's original.
Take me out tonight. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, honestly, this might upset you, but this is in lukewarm.
I figured this would be lower for you.
I moved it into lukewarm. It's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I like it. It's just it just goes on. It just drags on for a bit. I think
when you're doing a like, dislike, and lukewarm thing like we are for these albums, there's a lot of times where you have to be like, well, for this album, it needs to be down here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think like that. What you just sung. Like I think the song just like in its melody, it peaks there, and it just keeps doing that, and like it's a little repetitive for me. I love it, especially with fair. I like with the harmony. No, I like it, but I just think it keeps going, and I'm like, by the 2-minute mark, I'm like, okay, that's enough.
All right.
So, I guess that's it for that. But I do like the transition then it goes into.
Yeah, I like. I mean, yeah, I like the song a lot for sure. That's pretty much what I have to say about it. I gotta say, I think the first 6 songs are on like their own level of this album. Like Sowing Season straight through, You Won't Know, I think is like the fucking I don't know, S tier run of songs.
I would agree because it kind of does teeter off a bit.
I think the rest of the album's great too, but that run of songs is like,
I think I'm gonna
it's amazing.
I think I'm gonna throw you for a loop though, because some of these are shuffled a bit.
Oh,
so it's not like the last fucking how many is that? 6 are all in lukewarm.
No, I think I think the whole album's great. I just think that's the strongest run of songs.
Gotcha.
Like, I've heard on an album in recent memory, like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, track 3. Jesus Christ.
This is also in Flux with.
This is maybe their like biggest song, I think. Most plays on Spotify, I believe. And I think, although it doesn't usually happen
you'd be correct. That is their second.
It is? What's about that?
The Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows.
Huh.
Which I don't know what those are.
That's it. That's on Deja. So this
Oh wait, do I know it?
I don't think so. This song, yeah, it's like their biggest hit, I guess. Pretty much.
I know it. Yeah, I know that song.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I didn't know if you ever popped Deja in your car.
I did. I ended up listening to that after like this first listen of The Devil and God.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a great album too.
I put that bitch in, and I would say also spoiler. I like T-Dagger more.
Yeah, I agree, but I
think it's just all around more solid.
I love Deja too, but
Deja on 10 too.
I'm stupid. I do think this one's their like magnum opus, I guess. So Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, that one's also my number 2 spot out of the top 3.
Okay. Have you said your number 1 yet?
No. So 3 would be Sowing Season 2 is Jesus Christ.
I think I know what your number 1 will be.
I think everyone would.
No, I was gonna say about this song.
Welcome to Bangkok. No,
not a lot of songs do this where it's like the band's biggest hit and also like arguably their best song. And I don't think personally, like, I don't know if I can say this is their best song or not, but it's definitely in the running. So I think it's
very well worth it to learn all the words to this.
Oh,
just so
agree.
You can keep the momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so fucking
sure
comes out the gate.
I'm just glad because like for example, what's like a Green Day song everyone knows? American Idiot. Like is that Green Day's best song? Yeah, but like.
Like 21 Guns.
The ones that are, I think that's a great song too, but I don't think it's
their best.
No, but like, I mean, everybody knows.
Or like Holiday on Boulevard.
I think their top 2 songs are American Idiot and Basket Case, and I don't think either of those are Green Day's best song.
Or how about with Weezer, like
I think those Basket Case and American Idiot are maybe the weakest singles from their respective albums. So that's what I'm just saying. That's my argument for Jesus Christ being one of Brand New's top songs. It's pretty crazy that a song as subtle and laid back and long, it's like 5 minutes something, as this like held a mainstream audience's attention for the time period it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I gotta say. Oh no, it's got 7 million more plays than Quiet Things. It's just not in the number 1 spot for some reason. Spotify.
Oh,
okay,
that's embarrassing. Well, so it is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, interesting.
We kind of just talked about stats with the song, but the song itself is really great.
It's such a bop, and like this was musically, there's not a whole lot going on. That's why I'm like, it'd be worth it to learn the words.
It's very subtle.
Even though musically is not a whole lot going on, it's still like a standout track.
Oh, for sure. Just
because like the way how he's singing, some like background touches, a little sprinkled in there, and the harmonies too. Goddamn, these harmonies are just Brand New has really interesting harmonies.
The harmonies are lovely. This song is definitely a depression banger.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking Christ.
I love the end. The last like 2 minutes when it goes into that like I know you're coming in the night like a thief. Like when it gets into that part till the end, and the little pause that it takes where you think the song's over. That's definitely like if the song didn't take that turn, it would be like that much less great. And it kind of just does everything right, I think.
Okay.
And the way that it gets like more like the vocals get more heightened towards the end. I think it's great. All right, on to track 4 then.
The Gausser.
Yes.
It's hard to. I was like, how the fuck do I pronounce this? These words I'm not like 100% familiar with unless it's in a Fox with, so I had to like listen to like the first 2 seconds. I was like, this one.
This one is.
So take upon me.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a fan favorite. And what was I just gonna say? Yeah, you said you weren't familiar with the words. Funny thing is, neither is the band.
I realize that.
Yeah, this is the song that in the chorus there are no canon lyrics for the first part of the chorus. Like,
it builds up to there, so it's also the Factories thing.
No, that's Jesus Christ.
Okay.
No, this is I can't shake this little feeling, never get anything right. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, you can just fucking mumble along with Brand New and just be like, all right.
We do a lot of singing to be like, it's this one on this podcast when we're ranking albums,
so people will know at least, and so we can.
We know.
So people know that we appreciate it. We won't do that with a lukewarm or a dislike.
Oh wait, where did this place for you?
Oh, like easily.
Okay, good.
It's easily and like it's a great song like through and through.
I
do think like the higher like crowd children singing can be a little like tiresome like Millstone, but not as much.
I love it
because there's a lot going on. I just think it gets a little that part. I mean, like it's a little like okay, come on, like a little repetitive.
I think it's really
not nearly as much.
I think it's really unique, and I love it.
And the guitar work for this is really good too.
I agree. So yeah, I guess as far as like the yelling part, we just disagree. I think that's great. Because it's one of many things on this album that I wasn't expecting when I first heard it. And I was like, ooh, that's cool.
I'm just not huge on it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm like, I think it's good. I think it's all right. But I'm like, not big on it.
All right.
I guess that's the way I could explain it. I had it perfectly in my head until I started talking. Okay. I think this is a great track again.
Okay.
I'm going to lush about that. So then... moving right along, we got a lot to cover.
We got Limousine, which I believe is your number 1. Am I right about that?
It is my number 1 favorite.
Right. That's also not a uncommon choice for brand new.
This is top of the fucks with easily. This is 100% my depression song.
You know what it's about, right? I told you.
Someone's daughter.
Yeah, who got decapitated.
Wild. They pulled a Hereditary
at age 7. So yeah. It's really sad and fucked up, but
it is, yeah.
It's a great song.
But I don't remember. I also didn't remember that.
Okay.
Just most of the time when you're like, this is about right. I'm like, someone's daughter. That's always like.
That's
what
always
it's about.
the answer.
That's always the answer whenever you ask what's the song about.
No,
I think it just builds perfectly, and honestly, the only thing I'm gonna fault this song for is I wish it were longer.
It's already like 6 minutes or something.
It's almost 8 minutes.
Okay, you wish it was even longer. All right.
Just because it builds all the way up to that guitar solo, and I'm like, why didn't that go on for another 5 minutes?
I figured.
Bam, 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 bam. But still, it's just wailing, and then by the time I'm really into it, it's just done, and I'm like, what the fuck?
The first time or two I heard this, I thought it went on a little long with the "I love you so much," but now I totally disagree. They could do that for 5 more minutes.
I'd be fine.
Do me a
favor, baby, don't reply.
Yeah, and then did you notice? I love how he starts counting to 7.
Yeah.
2, I love you so much, and then 3. Yeah, I don't know. I love that. It's a cool little detail too.
I just think the build is amazing. This song is easily a 10.
My favorite part of that's great. I know your favorite part is the guitar solo at the end. My favorite part is after the big intro part, baby's frequency. When it's pretty supreme. Yeah, you were right about me. That's my favorite part of the song.
Yeah, it's a whole minute and a half of just intro.
Yeah, so do you know what part I'm talking about? Or
I'm looking for it.
It's after the first loud part. Right here. Right there. This is my favorite part of the song. Yeah, you were right about me. Can I get myself out from underneath? Yeah. I mean, there's not a ton that happens before it starts counting up with the repeated line. But I think it
all
great.
is a super long build, and honestly, you say my favorite part is the guitar solo, but my favorite part is is those words, the do me a favor, don't reply.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just constantly building up to there. Just the guitar solo part's the nut.
Okay. All right.
That's where that is the
nut, the end of the tunnel.
That is the audible orgasm right there. Where it's just that release. So yeah, this song's easily a 10. I think it might be my second favorite brand new song.
Oh, okay. Your first is on Deja.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what that one is, but yeah. That song easily gets me emotional, so that is my depression song.
I can't think of. What is it? The Boy Who Blocked His Own Shot. Okay. Just might as well get that out there. So.
All
right.
Big Year, and then number 2 is also on Deja. Actually, might be Jesus Christ.
Wait, number 2?
Oh fuck. It's Sick Transit Gloria.
Isn't your number 2 Limousine?
Oh, I meant number 3.
Oh, okay.
I meant number 2 favorite on Deja.
For number 3, it would be between Sick Transit Gloria and Jesus Christ. Okay.
Maybe. I don't fucking know. Anywho.
You need to hear Daisy. I was going to wreck you Daisy, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do the album that I love.
Yeah, okay. So now you won't know. That's easily in as well.
Oh, yeah. Wait. You won't know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these tracks, I'm I don't ever have to second guess. I'm just these never moved.
You won't know. I think this is a great song. It's this is a pretty consistent, heavier song on this album.
Yeah, I was
intro.
I could run to this. This gets me good, and then it gets really and then it just slows way down at the beginning. It slowed way down at the beginning and end. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. But for the most part, the song's just intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So it's huge.
Yeah.
The ones I put in like, I just never had to second guess. I'm like, yeah, I wish there was like a category above like but below fucks with that I can just put all these songs into.
Yeah. I got you.
That's about it.
Wait, so the next song,
Welcome to Bangkok.
is that the instrumental?
I think so.
Hang on a second. Yes, okay. So this one's just kind of a progressive build.
There's just not a whole lot going on in this. It just kind of gets to static, especially at the end. It gets really Nirvana-y.
This is why this is the instrumental with there's not a ton going on, but it's just a pretty progressive build, and then it goes into the next track. This song is, why I say the first 6 tracks are great. I do think this song's fine too. I never skip it. I never skip a song on this album, but it definitely it closes the first chapter of the album. I guess this album has 2 chapters in my opinion. It finishes off the first half great with You Won't Know, and then the song starts off the second half. So I just realized that's just literally what it does, and I don't think I put that into great words.
I put Welcome to Bangkok in lukewarm.
That's fine.
I want it in like, but I just didn't think it did anything that really made it stand out, or like where I was like, oh yeah, this was a token one. I'm gonna put this one like on my playlist or whatever.
It's there's this one and Untitled, which we'll get to, which are just 2 songs that are like pretty much there for the flow and the atmosphere of the album more than anything else, I think. There's not lyrics or melody or anything going on. It's just like nice for the immersion of the record if you're listening all the way through. You're not going to search either of those out and play them just on their own. So I guess that's what you got to say about that. So
that's pretty much, yeah.
Track 8.
That's what I agree with. Not the Sun.
Not the Sun. Be my babe. It's that song.
Be my babe. So like, this is where I contradict myself. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because you really like this one.
Because I like this. This isn't like... Because I think it's kind of as repetitive as Millstone.
I would say more so, but I like it too.
But for whatever reason, just the way like the melody works, where like it kind of like curves up a bit. Be my baby. Yeah, I love that shit. And the song is again a bop. I put this in my workout playlist.
Pretend that you love me, be my babe. Yeah, I like this song too a lot. I guess I don't have a ton to say about it. This one's also pretty... This is one of the most upbeat songs on here for sure, and all the way through.
Yeah.
It's faster paced. It's probably the fastest paced song on the album. Maybe Archers, I don't know. They're about the same. But yeah, I think it's a good song. I don't have a ton to say about this one either. But it's in like.
Yeah, I agree.
So onto Luca.
The fucking jump scare song.
This is an amazing song though, in my opinion.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What? So you put it in lukewarm?
Yeah. it kind of drones on a bit for me. Like I'm a little lost.
Weird.
I don't know. I give it a chance, but
I love the melody.
I love the beginning of that, but like, I think the melody and lyrically, like the melody in the voice, the melody of the voice just kind of like trails off a bit, which is exactly what it does for the fucking jump scare part.
Yeah, but I love the melody in this song.
Oh yeah, I like that part.
Yeah.
When it's just like the acoustic there, but like
the middle part does.
That's what I meant.
It gets quiet for like a minute, and then it, which terrified me with the first time.
Now, like listen to the song, and just I want you to like when you get to that part, just picture Peter Parker's face.
Well, now that I know with all the lyrics and like when it comes and everything. I think it's great. And I know
like that part's supposed to be like explosive, but it's just kind of like all over the place and just ended up hurting my ears.
For me, it works. But the first time, like I was saying, the first time I heard this song, I was just driving around one night with the volume at like 30. And it was just like a quiet part, and I was going to make a turn, and it got to the fucking... and I don't know what happened. I think adrenaline came over me or something, because it scared the shit out of me, but I was on top of it, and I made that turn instead of crashing. But it was terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Because you had it all the way up, and you told me
I was doing
that.
like a U-turn. I was just like I pulled a Noah.
Yeah.
No one knows what that means, but I quickly turned the volume down a bit.
But without like actually being jump scared.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh yikes.
Mm-hmm.
But in the inside you were like freaking out.
Yeah. So I think it's a great song. Surprised it's not in your likes even for the jump scare. But
I mean, it's what makes it memorable, but like other than that, I'm not sure. Like
I don't think so. Like I thought for the first time I was like, yeah, that's a jump scare song. But I appreciate the song on a way different level than that.
Yeah.
Now, so.
But I don't know. I think it's barely in lukewarm. Like,
that's fine.
You make some good points, but like I just think that end is a little like noisy and fucking wild, a little too much. So
fair enough.
Like I think there's just too much musically melody trying to happen. And then Untitled.
Yeah.
Also lukewarm.
That's fair, because this is a transition song. Like I said, this is like...
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't put this anywhere. I'm like, really?
This is like a few songs, I think, on The Wall or the White Album that are just meant to be little...
They're just kind of their placeholder out.
Yeah, they're little... They, like I was just saying about Welcome to Bangkok. It's just for the atmosphere and for the flow of the album. And I think it works as that. But it's hard to put the song... in like, lukewarm, or dislike. It doesn't feel fair.
Yeah,
it's
I think it has to default to like lukewarm or something.
It's meant to be. It's the calm after
like,
the storm.
Yeah, you can't really like knock it for it. Though.
It's after
you can't knock the album for a track like this.
Yeah, it's like it's the calm after the end of Luca. So like it needs to be there. I think it's a necessary breather. And then we're on to Archers, which I always think is the most... This is the song I forget is on the album. It really comes out of left field for me. I like it, but it really... This is the one that always is like,
I think this would be like another album. Like, you wouldn't expect this here, but
yeah.
I did put it in like...
Or in the spot. I think
like
it's a good song.
For what it is. Like, I like the track.
Right. No, I agree.
But it sounds kind of like... It sounds a lot more upbeat than you would expect. It almost sounds like an Alkaline Trio song.
Yeah, and at this point in the album, it's a little like, huh. But like...
it sounds like Alkaline Trio, but then like a little bit of Blink, because tonight...
Tonight?
Tonight!
I don't know what part you're referring to.
Doesn't he say that like at the very...
probably. Like I said, this one's...
Something breathing up my ass. That's what I just said.
Nice. That's what I say.
I don't know, but I just picture tonight at the end of this fucking thing. But I think there's a lot. I like the guitar. I think is what saved it. And putting it in like, because I think there's a lot going on here that I can fuck with.
I don't think this song is necessary for the album, which doesn't mean I don't like the song.
I would agree.
I think it could go straight into Handcuffs after the little transition.
I think you put it pretty justly. I think, honestly, it kind of sounds like it belongs more on Deja.
Yeah. I could see that. But yeah, I like the song. It's just maybe the most forgettable track. Like, even with Not the Sun and Untitled, like I remember that they're there all the time. Okay, so we're on to the final track.
On to Handcuffs. Fuck that. Yeah, you know what? I need this. This is easily in like. I need to put this almost in fucks with.
I love this song.
Yeah, I heard the melody and I got chills just now from it. So that shit, yes, this song is great.
And I love
there were three songs where it just kind of lost it for me, and then it went right back to like what I was expecting in this album.
Mm-hmm. Handcuffs, when the drums come in at that one part, I love how the song builds. Wait, here. I love, and then it gets like a little bigger for the end. It's so hard to.
I think it's such a great closing piece for this.
Oh yeah. Goddamn, I love this album. I hate that we can't like play the music into the mic because we're referencing songs as we're playing them.
Well, they can play themselves.
Yeah, but
go listen to the albums first before we talk about it.
Sure.
You'll be doing yourself a favor. Honestly, that's like the big takeaway from this. You'll be doing yourself a favor listening to this album.
Yeah,
that's what I firmly believe. So like, and yeah, I think Handcuffs is just. I think that's a pretty damn close to like a perfect ending for this album.
I agree. I love how.
I might replace this with Subbing Season in my fucks with.
Really?
I might. I don't know.
Oh, did you only want 3 up there?
Yeah, my top 3. Fucks with are my top 3.
Right, okay.
Unless I think I fucked that up like in one of the first ones.
I thought I didn't know it was a top 3 spot.
I think it was. I think it became that after.
I thought it was just like the ones that you love go there.
Yeah, but I mean, then I feel like a lot of the tracks would be up there.
Okay,
I think it turned into that after the no use for a name thing because I see 6 in my fucks with on that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you had a lot in that for no use for a name. Okay, so your top 3 was Limousine, Jesus Christ, and Sewing Season.
And then probably Handcuffs.
Those 2 both could be there, I guess.
Yeah.
Your top 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's great. What would you give it out of 10?
Like or hate what I rate it. I think. See, at first until Handcuffs, I was gonna pull you with the mollusk and say I'll give this the hardest of 8s, but I'm gonna give this a light 9.
Wow. All right.
I think it's one of the better albums you have me listen to.
All right.
Like all the way through.
I have no reason not to give it a 10.
That's what I figured.
I was like,
I knew this was a 10 for you.
I was thinking, am I going to give it a 9? I don't think I can. Like, I think the album's really important to me, personally, and I think there's not a song on it I don't like, and even the ones that are just there to...
Same. I don't have anything I dislike on this either.
Mm-hmm. Even the things that are just there, like Bangkok and Untitled, they're there for a reason, and I never skip them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm going to listen to this album all the way through, I'm going to listen to them because I like what they bring to the table. Yeah, there's nothing I can say that I can really fault it for, I guess. So I'm comfortable with a 10 for this.
I'm faulting it for that jump scare.
Okay.
Fuck you. I thought the jump scare in Echoes was bad.
In Echoes?
By jump scare, I mean... just that scary ass wailing sound.
Oh, okay, that's not on the wall. I was like, is that on the wall?
No, but it's on metal.
Okay.
It's basically.
I was like, I don't remember
the
a jump
album.
Scare.
It's basically all that album is known for is the Echoes.
All right.
So now we get into my recommendation to you. Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yeah.
So I guess you said we were going to talk about like albums that mean a lot to us and shit. Well, here are the 2 that mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
I guess album means a lot to you that you pretty much just discovered last year now.
Yeah.
Oh, also the time of recording this podcast, it's my dad's birthday.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
happy birthday.
Yeah, right on. See what he would want us to be talking about The Wall.
He would give you he'd want us to be talking about the White Album. We already did that.
Oh yeah, he really wants me to hear the White Album. Fuck, that's good.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not faulting you at all for like just discovering it last year. Like, it's cool that you're just discovering it.
No, like I said,
still the stuff that like means a lot.
Like I said, see, I could have given you American Idiot or something, but I already showed it to you at some point, so I can't, Yeah,
that would have been great. Like
I could have given you something that was classic for me, but I've already given you all those.
If we had done the podcast, something like,
a long
first
time
starting
ago.
out a long time ago,
there would have been a lot of stuff for us to learn as we went. You
pretty much would just be exploiting me for like not knowing anything.
Yeah, I could have given you Pinkerton,
here's the blue album. Here's the green album.
Right.
Blue
the green album.
That's
what I mean.
About that.
So that's like the equivalent. I would have given you Pinkerton, if I hadn't. That's what I would give you right now. But
and then I would just have The Shining.
No, I gave you the closest thing I could, which is a 10 album for me. So there you go.
But yeah, I mean, this album like kind of went through its own development. Like I listened to it when I was younger, and I was like, yeah, it sounds neat. I like it. I think Dark Side of the Moon's better. But now this one is definitely like my emotional breakdown album.
And I can see why now. For part of it.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get like your take on it, because I know you're not huge. You're not really into like the whole Pink Floyd like genre or sound where it's just like long ass guitar solos, but there's none of that really in this album. Every song has lyrics in it, from what I remember, and it's their least Pink Floyd-y sounding album.
Right.
Like anyone who's like a diehard fan should agree with me there. If you're a diehard fan, especially, you can agree with me. But I think there was just a lot I could have given you, for the Floyd.
Well, the only thing I knew from Pink Floyd before this was Money. And then very recently, like I knew Money from when I was a kid because my dad would always play it.
Yeah.
I was just like, eh. And then, what?
Wish You Were Here with the Gaslight
song,
Anthem cover.
They didn't. I guess they did cover it, but no, I listened to Wish You Were Here a few times on its own, and I like that song. But yeah, I think you gave me the right album.
Okay, that's good. I was a little worried because I was thinking like a while like earlier this week I was like, fuck, maybe I should have given you the Wish You Were Here album, and like that's why I knew I wasn't going to give you Dark Side, because it has Money on it. But also there's I don't know. That is like the place to start, if you're ever getting into Pink Floyd, start at Dark Side. But that's all it is that
I would start here.
Starting album. Well, like
just knowing that Money's on the other one.
Yeah, well, just knowing that. But like it's a good album. It's just like, and it's like super recognizable. I don't know, maybe because I heard it to death.
It probably sounds like I hate Money, and I don't. It's just not my thing.
It's a 12-bar blues progression that goes on for like 8 minutes.
Money! Yeah. No, this song was definitely, or this album was generally way more up my alley.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot of history behind this album. Like,
I'm interested to see the movie.
My dad kept. Fuck. I guess that'll be the last recommendation.
What do you mean the last one? Are we recommending things even though we're done?
Yeah, that'll be your extra credit. Is the movie, or just go see it. I mean,
yeah, I'm just gonna do it.
I mean, that will give you like. I guess we'll talk more about it when we get into it, because
we won't talk about the movie.
There's like a story, but all my dad says like I would understand it more when I'm older, and like especially the movie. And they kept saying that there is some like there's like minimal like amounts of like world history in this. Mm-hmm. You can draw comparisons to that and the Berlin Wall if you want. The movie has like lots of symbolism of like Nazis and such, because like it does talk a lot about World War II and all that.
Right.
That's mostly because Roger Waters' dad died in the war.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally came up with this concept, this like amazing concept, and made like 2 other albums that are the fucking same.
What do you mean?
The Wall. The Final Cut is basically like The Wall, but worse.
Oh, okay.
And his solo career, the fuck is it called? The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking is also like The Wall, just worse.
All right.
So like, I think this one is like the band's like it's like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
I slid up the wall and then fucking this came up.
You slid up the wall.
No, okay. Not like I fucking whatever.
Skylar just got possessed like in Hereditary. Everybody.
Whoopsie. There's a lot of history to this, but I'll just say like this is the album that broke up the band. Pretty much. Just like the White Album with the Beatles.
Don't they have a bunch of albums after this one?
They do, but
like, and Roger Waters was on them, or no?
The only one that Rogers like really did was the Final Cut, but he basically took the head of the band and he was the only one working on writing the songs. Like he basically didn't give any like creative liberties to the rest of the band members. And then after that he left. So then David Gilmour took the helm, and then they did the last three.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was three others. There was Momentary Lapse of Reason, High Hopes, and Endless River. But
Division Bell.
Oh, Division Bell. Oh, I said High Hopes, didn't I? That was that's the only song on Division Bell. That's what I meant when I said that.
That's Panic at the Disco.
Yeah. No, that's
yeah.
Fuck off. That's big fuck off. Anywho, it's just it's really interesting to read about this album just because like tensions were so high pretty much doing this, and just there was a lot of arguing. This basically broke up the band. So anywho,
right.
Enough fucking dilly dally. I guess we can go track by track. There's a lot to go over.
Yes.
But I'm glad like I know I gave you the right one.
I think you did. Not that I've heard the others, but from what I have heard of the others, I think this was the right one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Track by track.
Yeah, the only song you probably heard on this was Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, which you're also not like huge on.
No. So
I don't know if that's changed, but I don't know.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
So Go Nuts, In the Flesh. I'm sorry.
In the Flesh? I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll probably have less to say about each track, which is fine because there's like 3 times the tracks. Or however many songs are on this, 26 songs. So there's at least double the tracks that were on Devil and God. And I'll have less to say about each of them. I'll need to refresh my memory for some, for sure. I just remember thinking this song was a great opener.
That's what I was gonna say. I think
and that's what it's supposed to be.
The opener, like it's hard rock. The fucking the motif that gets used over and over again.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah,
I noticed it used in a couple other spots too, and there was a little vocals, and I dug the melody. You know.
Yeah, I mean the vocals are like not like the rest of the singing on this.
No,
you know it's a little Brendan Urie like, but I don't know if I should say this now or I should wait.
Hang on,
till
I should say something.
What's up?
I don't have any dislikes either.
That's probably the best news because like, how many fucking tracks are in this? Like fucking a fuckload.
I will say the likes and lukewarms are both pretty filled out though.
Pretty equal. Gotcha. Well, as long as there's no dislikes, really, that's like the win here for me.
There was one dislike and I moved it to lukewarm today. So.
Okay, cool. I mean, the lukewarm makes sense because there's a lot of like fill-in tracks.
Okay.
But yeah, In the Flesh I think is it's a great opener, and I just love that fucking that heavy guitar motif that it uses.
I agree.
That reuses.
I agree.
Think it's perfect.
I think I'll disappoint you with some of my lukewarms for sure.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're bound to disappoint me. Should I save this piece of info for the last track, or should I say it while it's relevant?
I don't know what it is. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I mean, the whole album kind of loops back to itself. You knew that?
I mean, the way that the last song happens, yeah.
How so? Like, what do you mean?
How it cuts off.
Oh, okay.
Abruptly.
Oh, like you can hear the voice?
Yeah.
Yes, because he says, "Isn't this where?" And then right at the beginning of In the Flesh, it's "We come in."
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Isn't this where we come in?
Yeah, I like that.
So that's the piece of info there. That honestly,
I mean, I never got to experience it like that because Spotify always was like Dark Side right after.
Yeah,
but I noticed the abrupt cut.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I learned that this year.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, that was wild.
I mean, I didn't get to hear the end and the beginning back to back, so.
I never really have it back to back either because I normally do CDs, but I can hear it. I can hear the cutoff on both of them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's cool. There's an abrupt cutoff at the last track, which I guess we'll see again when we get to the last track. So, The Thin Ice.
Okay. Yep. Disappointing you. That's in lukewarm, but I did put maybe it's the best lukewarm. There are two songs that I think are maybe the best of the lukewarms, and I wanted to note that.
Oh, I guess that is a disappointment because I'm like, is this? I don't know.
I was like, this is a good song. I just felt like this one, I think.
Yeah.
This one, I think, was my maybe Luca.
If I had to, I'd probably put this in lukewarm too. So I'm not that disappointed.
It went on a little bit.
I mean,
me.
I'm gonna say like along with like The Devil and God. Mm-hmm. I think the first CD, like pretty much like the first half all the way up until when is it considered the fucking after so I think Hey You is the start of the second part. So all the way up to Goodbye Cruel World, it all like blends together.
Huh.
Like at least I think they all transition to each other from what I remember.
I had a pretty
and I love that shit, so I think like definitely the first half I think is stronger than the second.
I think I would agree, but maybe not fully. We'll see. There was a run of songs in here that I thought was great. Like
the run for me is the first fucking half.
Okay, there was a run of songs here that was like 6 or 7 songs that I thought were great, and two of my favorite, because I also did top 3. 2 of my favorites were back to back.
You did a fucks with list. All right.
So let's see.
Another Brick in the Wall, part 1.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Let's knock all 3 of these out at once.
Oh, of all the Brick in the Wall parts? Or?
Yeah.
I think I want to disagree with that, but I mean, if you want
we can talk about them each individually, but we'll do it right here.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, you like all 3 parts,
which you probably didn't expect.
I didn't expect part 2 to be there because it's like
here's
overplayed as fuck. Like, where is that on Spotify?
That doesn't affect.
That's number 1 on Spotify. Yeah.
That doesn't affect.
Just kidding. Spotify did it again.
Mm-hmm.
Wish You Were Here has 5 million more plays than Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Maybe they go back and forth a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Whatever.
Yeah. So as far as you knew, I didn't like, and as far as I knew, I didn't really care for another Brick in the Wall Part 2 because I don't think it works very much out of context.
It doesn't. Yeah, but
I think
in context,
I think all 3 of these work as a recurring motif or whatever on this album, and
there we go.
Whenever they come in, it's like it's a nice callback because the first 2 happen almost back to back with the little transition in between.
Yeah, with that that one song in between. See, there we go. Like that makes me proud. Like in context, I think it's perfect.
There's a lot of things on this album that I have to say in context it worked, but out of context I don't know.
No, like
these songs are one of those.
I'm gonna say like a little tidbit. When I was getting my piano tattoo done, it was playing that my artist was playing all that butt rock.
Yeah.
While you left, I heard a cover of Another Brick in the Wall, but it was part 1 through 3 back to back, and it was like a grunge, like it was a butt rock type band.
Okay,
and that made me mad.
Yeah,
I was heated. I was like, "What is this shit?" And that just showed me like how bad these songs are out of context. Because all it was da 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 for 8 minutes or something. I'm like, that's boring as fuck. That's like out of if you just string them all together, part 1 through 3, sure on paper, it's like it sounds like a good idea because like
Okay, so
3-part song, but it's fucking not, because they gotta. It's like it has to be a callback, like you said.
1, Happiest Days of Our Lives, and 2 is like a great string of songs.
What's the Happiest Days of Our Lives? I don't fucking.
It's a little transition between the first and second parts, which I'll comment on right now. I also put in because I think these 3 songs need each other and they make something good. How they, yeah,
I love that shit. I always like really before I knew I could just count in 4. I try to get that crash and choke like down like at the time, so I could just be like, psst, like yeah.
So
I love that build up.
So yeah, the part 1 and then that transition and then part 2 works great. And then 3 comes a lot later, and when it does, it hits like a fucking brick.
Like a ton of bricks.
In the wall, yeah.
From a wall.
It really does, though. So I think part 3 is my favorite, and that probably has everything to do with context again.
Yeah, I like. You did give me perspective, like those 3 songs need each other. I was like, the fact that I had to be like, what does Happiest Days of Our Lives sound like? I'm like, oh yeah.
It's just, I just thought that
was like the end of part 1, just longer.
A lot of these sound like the way they were split up is deceiving, because there could be like 10 songs on this album, and a lot of them are just like 9 minutes long. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They just split them up into different parts.
Exactly, which they probably would have done on like
a different album.
Earlier albums, but like they chose to go breaking it up, which is why like I don't know but it does make sense, like, oh, this is another song, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why like you definitely need to listen to this whole album in one sitting, you know?
Yeah, and when that melody comes back way down the line in the album, it's pretty great, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, like,
and when he's like yelling it and it's like it gets heavier, but every time I heard it, I thought he was gonna say, I don't need no drugs to cope, because it sounded like it would fit better, but it always caught me off guard. He's like, call me.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, because it's like,
no, I get it.
Yeah, the other lyrics, but it's like, I think the lyric is, I don't need no drugs to calm me.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
I always thought, all 3 times I wanted it to be like, I don't need no drugs to cope, because like it seemed like it would.
Yeah,
it would fit the same melody from before, but I liked that it broke out of it. I gotta say,
I don't know, that saying like the cope, I'm like, that it needs another syllable. I don't know, maybe because I just heard it so much. Like, I'm like, that it doesn't make sense musically, but I think part 1 is my favorite.
Weird. All right,
'cause I just like the slower, like, drowning part, and then it going into Happiest Days of Our Lives.
I gotta ask why you think it needs the extra syllable. I know it's not important. Because if it just had one more, or had one less syllable than it does, that would be the same number as in
because we're talking about part 3, and part 3 I've always known that it does that.
Okay.
That it goes like another way up. That's the build up, I guess.
Okay. Because I was like, it's not.
I think it needs an extra one. Because I've always known that.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't perfectly mirror part 2, but yeah, like I said, I like that it changes it. But every time I heard it, I was expecting it to do one less syllable.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll get back to there because I got other stuff I want to say about part 3 also. Part 2, it's part 2. Yeah, everyone fucking knows it. We don't need no education song. It's great. I love the fucking like the low ass bass that it does, but. I got tired of it, but in context, I won't skip it even still after that. Like, I can't skip any track on this.
I wouldn't skip the 1 and 2 back to back, with the transition and everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
I wouldn't skip that.
I was saying I wouldn't skip part 2.
No.
But yeah. So then, I guess we'll jump out of there. Mother.
Like.
The fuck is this song? They'll drop the bomb. Yeah.
I liked it.
Hush, no baby. Yeah, so
I don't have a ton to say about this one.
Well, I guess like in the story, this is like the introduction of like the overbearing mother.
Mm-hmm.
With the kid. I don't know if like you got
I didn't get a lot of the story. No.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if you piece it together, but
I was only hearing words during the songs that I liked the most, so maybe that lines up with something.
So then probably in the movie you'll get a whole new appreciation out of it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I didn't get a whole lot of story either. I just thought it sounded neat, and then as soon as I saw the movie, this became like probably the most important album to me.
I was certainly
I had a whole new context of what everything meant.
I was certainly understanding what parts were about, and not everything that I was hearing from different parts of the album. Because it's like I was getting a story, but I wasn't getting the full story.
Yeah, well,
so I'm hearing the part about the school and the education system and building a wall and the mother, and then towards the middle you have what I assume is like the thing about him getting cheated on or divorce or whatever happens there towards the middle. Something heartbreak related, clearly.
Yeah.
And then at the end, there's this trial and shit. Like it seemed kind of weird.
The trial.
It seemed kind of weird when you're only getting bits of the story.
Well, at the very least, there's no like huge narrative. It's just kind of all like symbolic. So like at the very least, you know that it deals with like isolating and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like every like hard thing he's going through, like are contributing factors to that feeling of wanting to isolate, emotionally and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The factors being an unfaithful wife, overbearing mother, and a school system that would just corrupt them and just fuck him over. Because you heard this before in other reviews, but like boarding schools in England at the time were fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like that, or like extra bricks for him to build that metaphorical wall.
Mm-hmm.
Until when it was finally done in the album, like he just, where he's finally emotionally shut off, he becomes fucking sociopath, just like a fucking monster, where he's just of hate and everything. So like you can definitely see how that's happening in like society today and everything. Hence all the
the beats,
huh?
Hits all the beats.
Hits all the beats. Yeah. Well, like hence all like the Nazi propaganda, especially in the movie. But yeah. Anywho, Mother. Yeah, it's a nice calming track. It's down to earth and everything.
Yeah, I liked
I don't
it.
know if you got more to say about that?
No, not really. There's gonna be a lot that I don't. Like I said.
Yeah,
because I can't say I remember everything specifically, especially when so much of the album blends together. It's supposed to.
Mother should have built the wall.
Yeah, I liked it. I know I liked it. I can't say much beyond that.
I get emotional, but all right. Then Goodbye Blue Sky.
I like that one. I think that one was. It's probably like top 5.
I think I would agree. I think it's like up there for me too. I wish I could cover it on piano or something. I think it's great.
It's not one that I gave the star of like my top 3, but like it's definitely up there.
You're gonna love the music video with this in the movie.
That said, I can't tell you much about it. I remember the singing of.
This is just like this is like the anti-war song, pretty much.
This one kind of built up too, right?
A little bit. It was just a lot of acoustic guitar. Like it starts with the birds chirping and everything.
Let me see. But towards the end.
Yeah. I'm playing the beginning so they get the acoustic part.
No, okay, so this song never did build. Like, I was thinking this one got
starts
heavier at a certain point. No, and I think I like that it didn't.
Yeah, it just starts.
No, I think... I wish I had a more comprehensive, opinion about everything.
Gotcha.
On the album.
I think this is just one of the standout tracks, also, but
I think it's top 5.
Yeah. Okay. So Empty Spaces, moving right along.
So this is a transition song.
Yeah.
It's in Lukewarm.
What? Yeah, I would agree. It fucking is such a ball buster to me, because I know a version that's not in the album that's a way better version of this song.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna have. There's like 2 tracks that didn't make it in that I'm gonna show you after we're done here. But they didn't fit this other track, called What Shall We Do Now? That's a lot like this song, but they actually couldn't fit it onto the vinyl at the time. There actually wasn't enough. It was too long of an album, so they had to cut. They had to cut parts short.
But it's shorter than the White Album.
I think.
Okay.
I just fucking shrugged. That's just what I hear.
All right.
And like maybe shorter because of all the cuts that they had to do, but
okay.
Or maybe the Beatles could afford better vinyls. But I'm actually like salty that they had to get rid of What Shall We Do Now, because I think it's one of the best songs from the album.
From Not the Wall. Okay.
From The Wall, but it's not. So like this is just a shitty adopted brother. To me, it's twice removed cousin that I'm not really big on.
So yeah, I don't know.
It's like down and depressing and all that, but
there's some like transitions. I took note of like this is a transition song.
Yeah, this is kind of
so
transition.
I'm like transitions songs needed. They're either good in context or they were still like It still could have done more, and this one was lukewarm for me.
Yeah,
I guess it could be counted as a song. It's pretty short, but there are words and like there's more going on to it than like say Untitled from Devil and God. But like
also the song that didn't make it in the album is on the movie.
Okay,
and it's got I think the best music video part for there. The music video part for Empty Space is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just two flowers fucking, but.
All right.
It's neat, but other than that, yeah, I'm not huge on it. Young Lust. I am just a new boy. Bum bum turned.
You are just disappointed because I put it in lukewarm.
Damn. Well, I mean, this one is like a more upbeat, like rock song.
Yeah, I wrote lukewarm though necessary. I think it needed to
I
think it needed to pick up. I don't know about the story. I think the album needed to come out swinging sooner or later because there wasn't a ton of big upbeat parts up until this point. But the song,
Ooh, need a dirty woman.
Yeah, song I wasn't particularly wild about, but I didn't dislike it.
This one's
I like parts of it, and that's actually the part you're singing is the part that I guess that's my millstone. It got a little like, all right.
Okay. I mean, I think that's fair, but I have fun with this song every time like it comes on. To me, I think this is like the I'm trying to pick myself up kind of song that everyone goes through it, because in the next one of my turns, one of the most depressing songs on this album.
And it's one of my favorites.
Go figure.
Oh
yeah, I love the intro of the
this song got the star.
Wait, hold up. Is this the song I think it is? Hold up.
This song builds up like halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets heavier.
Ba, ba, ba.
I loved this song. And I wish I could say I remember it better than I do, but I know I loved it because I immediately was like, wow, okay, the album took a turn. I love this. And then
onto the bedroom where we keep between the sheets. Yeah.
There's a certain noise on the song that sucked in my blasting headphones though.
What, like the beginning?
It sounded like some kind of clapping or something. I don't know what part it's at.
Maybe like all the plate shattering.
Maybe it's plate shattering.
Like all the crashing and shit happening.
Yeah, it's like he sings a line and then there's like
because in the movie he's like wrecking his apartment in the song.
Yeah, I'm sure it just sucked because of how sharp it was in my ears.
Yeah, I can see that. No, I do love this song. I think it's like probably one of the bigger like I guess story parts where it's like finally like just snapping. Just
this also.
I love the line.
I didn't catch a lot of words.
I'm trying to remember. It's like something. Oh, this is just a passing phase on one of my bad days, or something.
This
I don't know. I don't know if we've all been there, but I have.
Yeah.
Like you just say it's like a passing. It's just a bad day, but like it's just an ongoing bad day, you know?
Oh, for sure. Been there. No, this song starts my like, I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 songs here in a row that I liked.
Yeah. No, this is a great track.
This is the spot I was telling you about where this is where the album hit its stride for me.
Yeah, and that's fair. Like, this is one of your favorites. I don't know if I put the star there, but no, that's good.
All right.
So here we are about to hit like a bunch of likes, I guess. Don't Leave Me Now.
Another star. Yep. 2 back to back. This sounded like a divorce, or this is where I assumed that the cheating and divorce or whatever comes in to the story.
Yeah. Oh man, Don't Leave Me Now. This is probably my favorite track actually on this album.
Yeah,
this is my favorite because that part that just played, the ooze, like no matter where I'm at, I'm gonna cry to that. That part will break me.
I'll remember that.
No, that part breaks me. Like, no matter what, I definitely, this is a part of the my mental breakdown album. That, like, yeah. So this track is important to me.
So yeah, that's another star. Those two are pretty much on the same level for me. All my stars are kind of on the same level. I didn't rank them.
Oh yeah, you were saying like this is like the divorce for you.
I don't know. I don't know what it's about. The lyrics I caught sounded like, is there a divorce in the story or like a breakup?
There's a part in the story like where like the wife is unfaithful to him.
Yeah, and that's like this part,
but
right?
Like I just interpret it as like there's just someone important to him that's like that he's not sure or doesn't trust that her to stay.
Well, you know the words. I don't.
Ooh, babe, don't leave me now. Ooh, babe.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's the song.
That's what it was saying to me. Anyway.
But like just the sound, like I don't know how the hell like they got just the like that rounding like kind of bass and static, but it really like it gets you down there like really sad, and then like when those vocals come in, it's just like cannon shot to the nuts for me. So, and then I think with that said, part 3, another Break the Wall part 3 is like the best follow-up for that.
I forgot it came in here because I didn't write it down because I was like, we'll talk about all those at once. After.
And then like that crashing, that yelling and the crashing into it.
I was like, okay, we'll talk about that right here. Yeah, I think that works perfectly.
And this one's like a bit more, it's more like uplifting because it's more driving. And then it just goes right back into we already talked about part 3. That's great. And then we talked about Goodbye Cruel World.
No, we didn't.
Oh no, then it goes into Goodbye Cruel World. I meant. Yeah.
This one I put in likes, but it's definitely a context thing.
Yeah, that one's just.
It's a transition song.
That was the transition song. That was the end of like
part
the
1,
first
right?
half. Yeah.
That's what I figured.
That's the end of the first half. Yeah.
This song ended, and I was like, Act 1 is over, or Act 2, whatever this was. Like,
yeah,
it's over.
This is like I guess the the suicide note. I guess.
Yeah.
Because like he's finally done with his wall or something.
This is. It sounds so funny.
What?
He's finally done with his wall or
He's
something.
Finally done with his fucking wall.
Fucking whatever.
Finally fucking stupid ass wall. Why is he constantly...
This album means everything to me.
Why is he constantly singing about the walls? Fucking look at this art. Look at this album art. What the fuck is this? They write this in ketchup?
It's fucking boring. Okay. So...
Hey You.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say Goodbye Cruel World I liked, but it's definitely a context thing.
Yeah.
Hey You. I like it.
Out there on your own, sitting. Yeah, there's a lot of the words constantly change in this. So like they don't really repeat, but this is up there also for me.
I think I caught a lot of words.
This is a great song.
I think I caught plenty of words on this one, but I can't repeat them to you or anything. I just know I liked it, and you singing that part, I remember that.
Yeah,
it's a good song.
I think it's great. It's definitely a standout. Is there anybody out there?
Lukewarm.
Is there anybody out there?
Yeah.
And then they reuse the fucking whale sound from Echoes. That guitar sound.
I don't remember. Oh, okay. I was gonna say for this one.
Oh, never mind. That's not this one. I'm thinking of a different track.
I was gonna say for this one, and I forgot. So good thing you just played that. When the guitar comes in, I really like that, but before that, I kind of disliked it. So like it brought it to a lukewarm.
Yeah, the little it's a nice like melody that's got going there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this is the track where it does the fucking whale sound. But
yeah, I don't care for.
that.
Oh, okay.
It's a little more subtle than it is.
But I think whale. I think like. I think the lighthouse. I think really low. All right. So yeah, that's a lukewarm. What do we got next?
Okay, next. Fuck. Nobody Home. This is where I think
I put this in like.
This is see for me. I think this is where.
There are a lot of lukewarms from here on out, but I like.
Yeah, I think this is where the album kind of like loses its momentum for me. Really. I think it's just kind of dragging a little bit, but so Nobody Home's a lukewarm for me. Oh wait, actually no, never mind.
I like this one.
Never mind. I just heard the beginning.
What's the beginning? This is the beginning. Play the very beginning.
This is the piano.
Yes, okay. I think the piano immediately dragged me into like with this one.
Yeah, actually, never mind. I take everything I said back because I thought about covering the song before.
I like this one a lot.
It's a little low, and there's no real ending, and that's what I guess is holding it back for me.
All right,
because then it goes right into Bring the Boys Back Home. No, Vera first.
Vera, I liked.
It's
a transition song. But I loved it. Probably the best transition song.
I would agree. I think this song's pretty good, but then we got Bring the Boys Back Home.
That was the only one that was a dislike, and it worked its way to lukewarm for me.
I would not be upset if this was the only dislike, because I think this is the closest one for me as well.
It came back to lukewarm for me.
Because this is the only part that's really like... That's like, okay, this basically... If you want to know what the final cut is like, it's
just
like
got a little weird for me.
It's Bring the Boys Back Home, the album.
Okay.
That's what the final cut is like. With like one or two good songs on there.
I can't, like, it's remind me of like a marching band for some
Well, yeah, because it's about the war and all that. You know, the boys coming back home and shit.
That's not my favorite sound.
But like, to me, the album is not about the war. Uh-huh. It's about like the meaning behind like what the wall is and the story behind like, you know, this person all he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically, Waters just like, oh, the war part, that was the best part of the wall. I'm gonna make an album about that. Final cut. I don't like that album, if anyone can't tell. Call me a Gilmy, call me what you will. Comfortably Numb.
That's my third favorite. I mean, I didn't order them. Like I said, but that is the third of the star songs.
I think this is
which was predictable.
I think this is also one of my favorites. Probably, I don't know. Probably my second favorite because I said Don't Leave Me Now is my favorite one. No, wait, not the other one. Fucking.
It's a predictable favorite.
Yeah. But
I really like it.
Yeah, I said Don't Leave Me Now is my favorite. Yeah. No, I mean it's a single for a reason. I think.
Yeah.
You know that one gif of that of Winnie the Pooh just sitting there and like his fucking ghost just transcends?
No, but I can picture it.
Okay, that's me with Comfortably Numb. As soon as that beginning that I just played the that's me just leaving my own body.
The picture of Bobby like on the floor and his ghost coming out. That's the one I can think of.
See, this is what else. This is what I meant.
Oh yeah, I have a picture of Bobby like that from King of the Hill.
Yeah, where he's just leaving his own fucking. That's me.
Yeah.
So I definitely love this track.
I can't say I have like
the guitar solo is. Whoo! Finally, I got a good guitar solo on this album, and I think it's like probably one of the best ones on Pink Floyd, like history. Yeah. Out there with High Hopes, I think.
I think I agree. I think I remember liking the guitar solo of this. I can't say I remember it. Probably sounds so. He's playing the song, guys.
Yeah.
I think the guitar solo is pretty big on this one. Yeah. Well, I think it goes on for a little while. Yeah, I remember.
It goes till the end of the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a minute and a half. So.
Yeah, I can appreciate a guitar solo at that length if it's kind of playing it out, and that's what it did.
Again, for context, this is what Gilmour contributed to the album.
The whole song?
Pretty much. That's him singing.
I couldn't tell there were two different
They do sound
singers.
very fucking similar, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
But he contributed that guitar solo and really fought waters a lot on like creativity and creativeness on the song. So like without him, this would be the final cut is what I'm getting on. Show Must Go On.
The Show Must Go On.
I think Queen's song is much, much better than this. But this is pretty good too.
I put it in lukewarm.
Ooh, yeah, that's all right.
There's a fair amount of lukewarms from here to the end. Like
I think it is a transition piece also.
I didn't catch that. I didn't write it anyway because I put transition next to ones that
I think it feels
maybe
like
you're right though.
It feels
How
like a transition to me.
Is it like a minute and a half or something? Because
it is a minute and a half.
Any song that's about that long felt like a transition.
It just ends with the show must go on.
Right.
And then In the Flesh.
This one was lukewarm, and
I
put it up in like, I moved it up to like because I can appreciate the opening coming back.
Yeah, I think that was pretty cool. And
I didn't catch it the first 2 times. I was like, oh, it's this. Well, because I never listened to the album all the way through at once.
Oh, okay.
So
that would be why.
So I became more familiar with the album as I went, obviously, and by the third time, I was like, it's the same motif that was at the beginning because it's the same title, basically. Like, I figured the first 2 times I was like, it's probably that, but I'm too lazy to go check. And then the third time I was like, yes, it is.
I feel that. I think this is good, and then we really get the like.
Yeah, you get it's like a whole song.
The characters act like gone insane, you know. Like.
Nope, I didn't notice that.
Really? Because he's literally like. Fucking. Are there any queers in the audience tonight? Get him up against the wall.
No, I didn't notice any of that.
Did he say that, or was that just in the movie? Am I being fucking stupid?
Maybe he did. I can't say I was picking up on lyrics in the song. Yeah,
playing the song. Yeah, that one looks Jewish. That one's a coon.
No, I didn't catch any of those.
Interesting.
I mean, I was just not listening to words with it.
See, now you see what I mean? How I don't listen to words in most songs because I don't for this.
Well, I'm sure I would, but I was trying to actively take in everything that was going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and I think it's like really like serene, but he's saying like some really fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the whole movie will give you the context. So then we go.
That will definitely help
up a little bit. Run Like Hell.
That's the other contender for best lukewarm for me.
Really? Okay. I think this one's a more weaker lukewarm for me.
Okay.
You better run. Yeah.
Yeah, this one and The Thin Ice were both like, maybe these are like the best lukewarms, but they're definitely not in the likes.
It could be likes, but nah. You know, not a whole lot going on here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it does fit the context and everything. Waiting for the Worms.
Lukewarm.
Really, I love this song.
I figured the way you said it somehow. The cadence of your voice, I was like, he likes it.
He likes this one. Waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. You know? But no, I love this one too.
After this would be Stop.
Stop!
Which I liked. It's the last one I liked.
I want to go home. I almost sang the SpongeBob song.
I really liked it, even though it's like 30 seconds long.
Want to stop the show? Yeah.
I thought this was like the other best transition piece.
I mean, that's why I like Waiting in the Worms, because it's like, it's like super big, and then Stop is just, that just feels like the end of the song for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, It's finally like, okay, enough, you know.
Yeah.
But then we have the trial.
For the trial, I put lukewarm. Appreciate though.
It's fucking weird.
I appreciate
It's a weird song.
Yeah, I appreciate what was going on with it. And the back and forth. And this one, I did hear what they were saying. Yeah. I did hear what they were saying to each other, and like the music was all over the place. Like it sounded like fucking early metal at one point. Yeah, it reminded me of like Beelzebubs.
Yeah, well, it just does the main riff, just like really like chunky. Like.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps doing that with the build. And for me, like the peak is when the judge is like, "Tear down the wall." And
I liked how they kept
the wall.
Yeah, I liked how they kept
chanting
repeating that.
And then outside the wall is just a fucking explosion.
Yeah, I mean, I had to put that and outside the wall in lukewarm, but I do appreciate them. And I wrote the outside the wall is a nice little closer.
It is, yeah.
And I took note of the abrupt ending. So,
yeah, I mean, I just wish I had something. I don't know. I'm gonna say I wish I had something bigger to go out on, but there is a track that didn't make it on that is that, and I'm like, nah.
Okay.
This is perfect. No, like the ending is the ending. The trial though in the movie is all animated.
I figured that'll be cool to see.
And they made it. I don't know if I should spoil it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't
know. For what they made the judge.
No, I can't imagine.
They made him a giant ball sack.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you even like point that out. Well, okay, no, he's a giant ass. Basically, like his face cheeks are ass cheeks, and his chin is balls.
See, that's pretty great.
And he's just a pair of walking legs. Yeah.
All right.
So that's why it's like your sins fill me with the urge to defecate. It's just hilarious. But yeah, I mean that part's wild.
I didn't hear that. I'm telling you, I didn't pick up on a lot of words.
Yeah, but I mean, I do like the characters coming in. Did you like the when I guess the wife character comes in with just pan from one ear to the next with the screaming.
I don't know if I noticed.
Oh, I don't know if you were listening with headphones.
I was. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I listened to it 3 times. There's just a lot in this album. There's a lot to talk about. I gotta say, overall, because we already kind of talked about, I guess we didn't talk about Outside the Wall. I just told you I'd give it a lukewarm. It's a nice little closer. But I think the Beatles...
And I love the ending, you know.
I think the Beatles...
the abrupt ending, I mean.
Yeah. The White Album, I remembered every song individually, which with this one, there were definitely parts that were like, which one was that?
Well, this one just feels like a whole experience. A whole ass experience.
Right, exactly.
So I guess, yeah, closing thoughts. I don't know, for me, I definitely keep this album on the shelf.
That's fair.
Until I like need it.
Like Pinkerton.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's basically Pinkerton, except like this is advanced Pinkerton if I'm really going through some heavy shit, I guess. This is like the like if Pinkerton's like the vodka, this one's like gin, you know? Or then I guess Pinkerton's the White Claw, and then this is like the gin, the really heavy stuff.
It's funny how there could be an advanced Pinkerton.
An advanced Pinkerton,
You know, I guess Devil and God would be my advanced Pinkerton too then. So we covered the most depressing shit today.
Well, this is also like if I'm angry too. This is like an angry sounding album. Like I've heard people say like
Rivers isn't angry when he's like, ah!
No, he's just frustrated. I don't know. This sound has like a bit of fuck you, but like fuck me at the same time. Like for me, like I don't know. Watch the movie, and then you get like a whole context for what this is about. Because like what this means to me, I don't fucking know. Like I've already been over it. This album's damn important to me. Like it or hate it, what would you rate it?
Well, I'm gonna disappoint you with my rating.
I guess, yeah. I figured.
I couldn't give it higher than a 7.
I was gonna say 7 or up is a win.
Okay. Yeah, I can't give it higher than the 7 because look at the length of that lukewarm list.
Gotcha.
Yeah, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 songs out of 26. It's too many, but like, you know, for me to give it higher than a 7, I think.
Yeah.
But what's contained in my likes, like the highs were really high. I really enjoyed, like we were talking about, the first time, the intro, and then another brick in the wall, followed by the little transition into part 2. That's all great. Like that really is something that stands out, and I remember that. And then when part 3 comes in later, I remember that. Like it's that's like powerful. That's gonna stick with me.
Yeah, that's like
that's
word.
A nice high of the album. And One of My Turns, followed by Don't Leave Me Now, and then either Goodbye Cruel World or maybe there's something between. That's that, and then like Hey You, Nobody Home, all that stuff. There's like a great run in the middle of the album. It's just there's so many songs that by default so many land in the other categories.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I applied that logic to the White Album, but also with the White Album, like I think I said my enjoyment of it would probably be like a 7, but if I was trying to be objective, I'd give it like a 9 or a 10. But for this album, it's kind of that same deal. Because it is the experience. And for me...
Yeah, you can't really go track... Honestly, I felt like going track by track was a disservice to the wall, but we did it for the sake of the format.
Yeah. So, overall, there was a lot. I definitely recommend it. It's a great experience overall, but I looked at the size of these lists, and I couldn't give it higher than a 7, so it can be a strong 7 then.
Gotcha. So okay, well then I don't know. I feel like if you watch the movie, it might bump it up a notch.
It could,
because at least there it'll probably make all the more sense to you.
There's soaring highs and not so crushing lows, so it's not a bad album by any means.
Yeah, I mean for me also
nothing was in the dislikes.
For me also around the I guess that's why like I think. The first half is just like you said with the first 6 on The Devil and God. I think it's just S tier, you know.
Right, and I think it had like the S tier run in the middle.
Like near the end of the first part is like when it is like the emotional high for me is when that's like
Because I think once you hit like somewhere around Is Anybody Out There or Young Lust or somewhere around there. Almost like more than half of the songs that come after that landed on my lukewarm. But before those songs came, there was 2 lukewarm tracks, and one of them was a transition.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely agree the second half of this album kind of loses the momentum.
Yeah.
And it kind of falls off a bit. So that's what I give it. What about you?
Well, I mean, oh Jesus, hello! I accidentally hit the education song. I didn't need that fucking banshee scream. That scared me.
Is that how it begins?
Yeah, literally just yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I like I said, I fucking went on and on about how much this album means to me.
Mm-hmm.
So like. I gotta give it a 10.
Okay,
I think
that's fair. That's like, I'm proud of you.
I think this is like probably the best album anyone's ever come out with.
You can acknowledge that this is a 10 for you, even though you've got lukewarms on it.
I can have lukewarms, yeah, but there's like it's all transition based, and like the experience as a whole never like dips down in quality from one song.
Right.
I could say if judging it like on the song on its own, then I could be like, you know, but like this is in this album, so I'm like, they don't do wrong here.
Mm-hmm. All right,
there we go. That's my thoughts on it, guys.
So that's
best Pink Floyd album, probably my number 1 album like ever. I don't fucking know.
I wouldn't be surprised. At this point, I want us to do like our 10 favorite albums or something, but that would, well, you're kind of limited.
I would get really boring.
Yeah, you'd be like Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, Beatles, Pink Floyd, Queen. Streetlight, Weezer.
Yeah.
Green Day.
But I do have to pee. So
I have to pee as well.
Okay, so maybe we should.
Are we gonna have a pee break?
We're gonna have a pee break. So we're gonna have a pee break, and then if we want to do something like talk about important albums or something, we can have like 5 minutes or so to come up with that. And if not, then we'll see what we do.
We could probably just stick with the podcast thing
in just a second. Oh, there's other. Well, I was gonna mention important albums to me anyway.
Okay.
Cool. Well, 1 second.
Then we'll wrap it up.
And we're back. All right. So I quickly filled out my important albums list, believe it or not.
In that time it took to pee?
Well, I had 6 down. You don't have to do this, but if you want to.
I think I'll just like jot a few off.
If you can on the spot.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll just wrap this up here.
What do you mean?
We got like just stuff to rank.
Oh, yeah. We've got a bunch of stuff to get through still. I was getting scared you were like, oh, I'm done.
Oh, no. I mean, I meant like this shouldn't take that long.
No, this should be pretty quick. So important albums for me. I'm not going to have a ton to say about them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is important albums, not best albums. That would be really fucking hard. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
So the first two kind of go together, and honorable mention. There's an honorable mention among them too. You'll never guess. What do you think the first one will be?
Their most important album to you?
No. These aren't ranked.
Oh, that these two go together? Or?
These aren't ranked. I'm actually, if anything, these are in chronological order.
So are we going back in time or forward?
Back in time. What do you think was...
So like recent. Okay, then
No. Back in time. What do you think would be like the first album I would say... First couple albums I would say like those are important to me.
Fuck, I don't know, man.
Or like they were important to me. They changed me in a way.
Gaslight Anthem?
It's just... No, okay, not at all.
No use for a name?
Okay, so... I can't say that. I tried to do ones that really...
American Idiot.
That really changed me in a way. And yeah, that's one of them. So
American Idiot Dookie.
Back at the beginning, no. Blink 182.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have fucking ever guessed that.
Take Off Your Pants and Jacket was one of the first albums I remember hearing. And American Idiot is right there with that. Which I definitely heard later, because the one that's like the honorable mention around here is My Chemical Romance, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. I heard that album and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket when I was real fucking young, like before 2004, before American Idiot came out and everything. And I was obsessed with Anthem Part 2 from Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and a couple others like Roller Coaster and Reckless Abandon and stuff. We had the clean version of the album.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And then and Helena by My Chemical Romance, which I still think is one of their best songs, so that's pretty cool. The rest of that album didn't click with me as much when I was young. When I was that young, because I was like 5 or some shit. I was real young. But yeah, so that's quick about that. Then American Idiot came along, and I think I've told the story before of how American Idiot just fucking... Green Day and Blink 182 turned the world upside down for me, because before that all I had heard was that one album from the Beatles with the one on it, you know?
Oh yeah,
my parents,
like the anthology thing.
My parents are just, that's like the only thing they ever played around me. That and Christmas music was like my music knowledge until these pop punk albums that I heard. And I didn't hear Dookie until a lot later, actually. Till like 2009 or 10.
I didn't hear either of those until a lot later, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, American Idiot, got into Green Day. That album and Warning. 2004. Then I didn't know which one to put on here. System of a Down. Mesmerize was my introduction to them. So maybe I should have gone with that because it was BYOB. Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like what came after American Idiot. That's what my brother got obsessed with next, and that's what I heard next. But
Okay.
I went with Toxicity, which is maybe unfair because I probably got into that a little further down the line.
Mm-hmm.
It was really Mesmerized and Hypnotized that got me into them. But yeah, I put Toxicity on here because I think in retrospect that's my favorite of theirs. And they were an important band to me when I was younger, even if I don't listen to them or much metal at all now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then the Black Parade came out, and I never liked it as much as American Idiot, but
You seeny weenie.
huh?
You seeny weenie.
It was 2006. I was 9 years old, and this album came out, and my brother was pretty into it, and then he wasn't. he gets into shit and out of it in like a month. But I always listened to it, and I always liked a handful of tracks on here. Like, they were some of my favorites at the time, but I always consciously was like, this is not as good to me as the stuff that I listed before this, which is funny because this album is definitely a staple for many, many people. And it was for me too, enough to put on this list. Just I can't say when I was that young I cared for much beyond Welcome to the Black Parade. Maybe The End, famous last words.
Yeah, you would be fucking murdered on the internet.
Yeah, like I liked Teenagers. Now it's my least favorite song on the album, for sure. I think it's too repetitive, but yeah, that's what I have to say. Then Nirvana hit. Never mind. I don't think I have to say much.
Yeah,
That put me into that more like grungy, tortured, like kind of sound, and
Yeah.
I listened to all the Nirvana shit for a couple years or so, which led to Pinkerton.
I feel like there's like a progression here.
Yeah, of course Pinkerton had to be on this list, right? That's still that's in my top 5, maybe even 3 albums ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what those are. That list would have been too hard to make, like I just said. But yeah, Nirvana to Pinkerton to Sink or Swim. Gaslight Anthem.
Sinkerton.
That's a Gaslight Anthem. So we're getting pretty recent now.
Yeah.
That was like 2015. I went through a breakup, and this album was on repeat for like a year straight. And it's very important to me, and I'm never gonna forget it. Anything from the Gaslight Anthem catalog could have fit here, but it was Sink or Swim specifically for me. I still think that I have that connection with that album because of that. And then I pulled one of these on you. You ready for this?
Oh boy.
Ashes to Ashes.
Oh my god, you fucking...
That's my own album.
That's his own album, guys. This asshole put his own album on here.
Because it makes sense, okay? These are the most important albums. And that's the album where I found my sound, I guess. And it changed me as a songwriter. And I guess more or less the standard I hold myself to in writing a song. The one I'm writing right now, I think would probably be on this list instead. But it's not done yet. It's not even close to done yet.
So you can't even put it on there.
But I think this one's like crazy that I'm coming out with now. But I think Ashes to Ashes, because everything I put out before that was clearly all over the place and didn't know exactly what I wanted to be yet. And there's a few stinkers on this album too. But it's definitely the album that changed things for me, where I still think my best song, or one of them for sure, is on that album as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So following that, Everything Goes Numb.
Makes sense.
Very important album to me. Especially, Better Place, Better Time. Here's to Life, Everything Goes Numb. This was a depression album for me, and then it just became like an album I can listen to whenever. This is I was driving to LA a couple weeks ago, and it was like early in the morning, and I was just like, I didn't want to listen to music yet or anything. When I put this album on, I couldn't not fucking pound on my legs the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah.
This album never will not be that album for me. If I put this on, I'm going to sing all the fucking words I know, and I'm going to be pounding on my legs, that drum beat the whole time. And it's a great fucking album for whenever, really.
I agree.
And I tacked on to the end Devil and God, because that's where we're at now.
Yeah, the most recent.
Yeah, we did a bunch of talking about that in this episode. So there you go. I would not give all these albums 10s at all, but I think that's the easiest chronological way to define what was important and changed me from a very young person to now.
Then I guess I'll lightning round mine.
Go for it.
I don't know where the fuck I have to start with this band, but I think I'm just going to throw out Sgt. Pepper's.
Sure.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. If we're doing just stuff that's important, not by all means my favorite Beatles album.
Exactly.
But I just remember
exactly
very
what we're
vividly,
doing.
like just listening to this album with my dad, and that shit's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I might be fucking more scattered here. Then I guess Dark Side of the Moon. Which like started me on this whole like Pink Floyd journey.
Are you going chronologically too?
I guess I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like spitballing, because that's where I started with all that, and where like I opened my head more to like, that type of like prog rock music and everything.
Yeah.
And I just listened to the shit out of it for like a while, and I'm like, damn, this album's so good and everything. And then I just kept going, and then I had to put The Wall on here, so I had a fucking double dip. Because that ended up being like a fucking staple for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess at one point in my life, I just wasn't like talking to a whole lot of people. I was just around. And the album that I guess like helped me through and everything was Ween's White Pepper.
I was about to say The Mollusk, like jokingly.
No,
right.
The White Pepper, because that one's just like. That one's a way more optimistic, happy sounding album, so it kind of brought my spirits up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That one kept my head up and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot shorter of a list.
That's fine.
Then after that, I guess chronologically would also be Everything Goes Numb.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like Stinkerton.
No, this whole you showed me this fucking just.
Before
broadened me entirely because I was not about punk or anything like that or ska, and then now I'm like,
did you have this written down before I said it, or were you?
No, I'm just looking at Spotify.
Okay, cool.
No, and this album, yeah, fucking just is a pivotal moment for like my music taste to just open everything up.
Yeah, I guess.
And just the time I was like showed it and everything was neat as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess more recent, I guess I'm leaving it off of Pinkerton.
All right. That makes sense, of course. Those are both on there for us. And that's it?
Yeah, I guess that's it.
No, nothing needs to be said about Pinkerton.
No, we already talked about
People
that.
know when you need Pinkerton.
I guess most recent would be American Idiot, but like, yeah, nah, I won't say that's like important to me.
I wouldn't say it's changed you.
No.
Which is what I was going with. No, like I said, I would not give all these albums a 10. I had a Blink album in mind. I had albums I never listened to anymore in mind. I never listened to Toxicity or Nevermind, even though I think they're great albums, or even the Black Parade much, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of just about what shaped us. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the list.
The podcast list?
Yeah.
All right, well, hang on. There's a few things we have to do.
What's up?
Do we want to rank the podcast or the Recs first?
Let's do the Recs.
All right. So, did you already write yours down?
No, I'll just improv it.
Well, all right. I sent you the list that you have to go through.
Yeah, so I have that.
Okay. Then I guess I'll do mine first because I did write it down.
Okay.
So what your recommendations to me ranked? So lowest on the list. There's only 6. I put Skyrim.
I figured.
Okay, I didn't even know. I kept forgetting that.
Yeah, honestly, I forget that too. So
I kept forgetting you recommended Skyrim, and that was the one that honestly probably felt the most like a chore because it was like $40 and I couldn't fucking find it for anything less than that, so I just eventually gave up and I did it in VR, and I only played it for like 2 or 3 hours. I was supposed to do it for like 5 or 8 or something.
I said 10, I think.
Yeah, I only did it for a few hours.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. Well, I enjoyed it. Like, you can hear my thoughts on it in that episode. But it was just kind of what I'd already done before.
Mm-hmm.
So not terribly necessary, and it wasn't, yeah, it's the bottom of the Rex for me.
That's fair.
Okay. Above that, we got Selling England by the Pound.
Okay.
At the number 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I enjoyed.
I guess that's the place I would assume where you would put it.
Yeah. So I think this album was good. I think I also gave it a 7. I don't remember.
You might have.
I gotta say, well, I enjoyed it, and while we had a nice talk about it and everything, I don't think I'll go back to it, and I don't remember any of it.
That's understandable. Forgettable first few listens.
Yeah, I did. I definitely enjoyed it, and like you can hear what I had to say about it, of course, in that episode too. But it didn't stick with me how I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So my 4 is this one, The Wall, which I really did enjoy.
Gotcha. I forgot about this. We were doing this one too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I put The Wall at number 4. Just because I think even if I gave Selling England by the Pound a higher rating at the time, I don't know if I did or not. I think they both got 7s from me. But I think this one, The Wall, is going to stick with me more. There's songs on here I wouldn't mind going back to for sure. And the experience will stick with me for sure. And there's tracks like Comfortably Numb or the Another Brick in the Wall trilogy or One of My Turns and Don't Leave Me Now. There's a lot on here that will stick with me, similar to the Beatles' White Album, which is the number 3 spot. The Beatles' White Album. A lot of songs on there that like really, I guess, stuck with me because I still could say that I know them. You could read off the names out, I'd know which ones they are for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Maybe not every song, but yeah, I don't know. It was a memorable experience.
Okay, so far it's pretty much where I'd expect them to go. Maybe not like in this order necessarily, but I knew like how they were kind of layer above each other. I didn't know which one would win, the White Album or the Mollusk, but
the Mollusk beat out the White Album. For me, for my personal taste, I would buy the Mollusk. I'd pop it in.
Bet.
Because
you did buy the Mollusk for me.
I would see no reason not to drive around with the Mollusk on. I like Ween. Like that's more.
Then you can look more into them and shit.
That's
probably be right up you.
Yeah, that's right up me.
Yeah, right up you.
That's right, more up my alley than anything else we did. So, well, you got me listening to more stuff that I wouldn't on my own, and I appreciate that. The Mollusk also is one of those, I would say. So.
Yeah.
So you kind of won out because I definitely go back and listen to tracks on this.
Yeah, I definitely got you listening to a whole bunch of stuff that you normally wouldn't, which is like the whole point.
And I enjoyed each of these albums. I just told you why they're in the order that they are.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, yeah. So the Spider-Man trilogy's at the top
as the winner, which that's satisfying as all hell.
It's kind of hard to compare
maybe
it to albums.
Maybe because it's a movie.
It's an experience. Yeah, it's a different kind of experience. So, well, I think the highest I rated anything in the Spider-Man trilogy was a 7 or 8. And like, I think it was like 8, 7, and then 6 or something. I don't remember exactly. I was really into watching them.
Yeah. That's good.
I was having fun.
Do you now know understand my love for Spider-Man?
It probably felt, well, we talked a lot about those movies. It probably felt the least like a chore because I think movies are the easiest.
Well, yeah, but also just the sheer entertainment value from just those movies.
From watching a movie. I wouldn't be surprised if a movie's your number one too. But we'll
movie, if the one movie that I also got.
We'll see. You got 2. But if that's number 1, then right. I quit.
You know, that's that just shows like how much I forgot. I had 2 movies.
Okay. So yeah, but the Mollusk is great. Like, I don't know if I gave the Mollusk an 8 or a 9. Did I even write it down? Do you remember what I gave it? I didn't write it down.
You said you
the strongest
of 8s, yeah.
That fits. It's almost a 9. Yeah.
It'd probably be a 9 if you listen to it more. It'll just pop.
Probably could be.
Own.
You're right. That's your Rex ranked.
Yeah, my turn now. So I'll start from the bottom. I feel like I'll just put Midsummer here because if I don't, I'll probably be fucking crucified from you.
No, you should just be honest.
No, actually, honestly, I can't put this above anything else that you recommended me.
Okay, good.
I mean, but that said,
I think I'm gonna get sad with the order you put these in.
That said, though, I feel like Midsummer is growing on me a little bit.
It grew on you.
Like I'm more like, do I want to watch it again? I'm not sure.
So you liked it, and then it went to like, I'd like it less, and now it's growing on you again.
Now I'm like, it's all right.
When we discussed it, I think it lost a point just from our discussion. Like over the course of our discussion, you ended up dropping a point because you're like, oh, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, but then I watched some videos on it, and I'm like, it's pretty wild, but that's about it.
Okay.
All right, and then above that, I've got to put Get Hurt.
Okay.
I think it's a great album, and like there are some token tracks that I've already put on their respective playlists on Spotify. So like I'll listen to it. I'll listen to all the albums that you gave me again at some point because I think they're all great. Like I really enjoyed them. It's just like a sheer ranking. It's just I don't know. Like I feel like this one of the more forgettable ones.
That's I
want to say like forgettable. Like forgettable's too harsh of a word. It's like I guess
fair enough. It's like
selling by the pound for you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like, I think it's great, and I've got like token tracks. I'm still going to listen to like fucking Get Hurt.
Yeah.
And that part's memorable, but yeah, and all
right.
Fuck my other favorite song, whatever. Moving on. Then I'm gonna put above that the No Use for a Name hits.
Wow.
That whole thing.
There's a certain album I'm concerned with, and I'm happy with how high it's getting.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm glad.
I thought you were like, why is that so low?
No, I'm glad this is coming together how it is.
For now. And then, I think there's this one's like a huge bag of mixed nuts. Like they're all about the same, but you're gonna get something a little different each time. So like. You're gonna get something out of this. Like I had 6 in my fucks with, so like this is probably exposing me to No Use for a Name.
Yeah,
So that's
you really, said I birthed a new fan.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get to that at some point.
So wait. Let me think of what's left because I know 2 out of 3 things.
Do you want to see what I'm looking at?
No, I know we've got Good Will Hunting, Either Or, and
what we just talked about earlier tonight,
and Devil and God. Okay, so I think I can imagine how this is going to go down, and I'm happy you ranked them the way you did because that's how I would want you to rank them.
So far, yeah. I mean, this could be a shuffle for you.
I don't think so. We'll see.
Okay, well, I mean, At number 3, yeah, I was just checking.
Either or.
Devil and God.
Really?
Devil and God.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I love this album.
Uh-huh.
I like it most of the way through. I think like the last few songs it kind of loses me, but then like right at Handcuffs it grabs me right again.
Okay.
Just I'm not sure. Like I would listen to it again, by myself. I'm just not sure how often.
Mm-hmm.
It will be my depression album though. Like if ever I'm that low again, not like Pinkerton level low. So like this is Pinkerton light pretty much.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, because for me, I said just a little bit ago, this is like my Pinkerton accelerated. Because this was my album when it was like, I want to die now. Like Pinkerton's a little before that.
No, okay, I take that back. Yeah, Deja is Pinkerton light. Then Pinkerton, and then the heavier stuff is Devil and God.
Yeah.
And then the I Want to Die is The Wall.
Fair. All right. Cool. That is surprising. I'm very happy with Either Or's placement.
Because at number 2
now.
is Either Or.
Wow. So how'd that happen?
How did that happen? I don't even know what I gave it at the time, but now I'm like, that's probably like a 9.
I think you gave it an 8 or a 9. Did you go back to this album at all, though?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay, I didn't think you did.
Well, it was just it's just memorable. Like even when we were playing in the car, I'm like, fucking play. I already forgot my fucking favorite song on it though.
Ballad of Big Nothing.
Ballad of Big Nothing. I kept thinking of No Name Number 5. I'm like, I remember how that one sounds too. Like I remember, I don't know. I just made a conscious like effort to like listen to the song because I had to.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't, it's just gonna blur together and be a mess, and you'll get nothing out of it.
I thought your 3, 2, 1 would be.
But I think this album is just quality like all the way through.
I agree. I would have thought you'd switch that with Devil and God.
Well, I think out of like what's more up my alley is probably Devil and God.
Yeah, generally.
But I think when you compare them, I get more enjoyment. Like I get more quality like content enjoyment out of Either Or.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real maybe 1 or 2 I'm just like on, but like not as much as the latter part of Devil and God.
Mm-hmm. I think if there was going to be a continuation of my most important albums, an Elliott Smith album for sure would land on there, and it would either be Either or XO. But that's like current me, so that hasn't made the list exactly yet. That's fucking awesome. I did not expect that of you. That's the one I was worried about. I was like, shit. I thought you were going to put it at like number 5. I was like, now that you've heard all this other stuff, that's way more up your alley. Either Or is going to be pretty low. No, so that's awesome.
No, at that point, it's like stuck out. So like, it's like, that's the depressing album, but that's like it's okay.
It's so,
but it's okay.
It's so nice.
Have to die. It's
Elliott
nice,
Smith is so beautiful. All right.
Enough blushing. But speaking of which, then Good Will Hunting
at number 1. I knew it.
I feel like I got to give this movie a 10 now. Like,
it's my 10. It's a 10 for me.
I think it's up there. I think it might be top 10 favorite movies that I have now.
Wow.
And I need to rewatch it. Like the other albums, I'm like, I might revisit. Good Will Hunting, I'm like, I have to. Like,
well, yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Like that's in my cards there.
It might be in my top 10. I never think about shit like that when it comes to movies or albums because it's so hard to do.
I can't think of my top 5 for movies. I just know Shining's at the top.
That's the
Lighthouse
thing.
Is probably 2.
Yeah. See, like, I can think of shit like that, but it's so Good Will Hunting's got to be in my top 10.
Fucking like, I'm gonna watch it all again just for Miss Misery.
Oh, I thought you meant Robin Williams.
That too. Fucking Robin Williams. Yeah,
and Miss Misery at the end is great.
Matt Damon. All right.
Okay.
So let's move on.
Then I guess real quick, I'm gonna because I said for the decade end thing, just because we're not going to talk about, like, I guess technically 2019. There are 2 movies that I saw that are either the same level as Joker or better, in my opinion. Right at the dead ass end of the year. Uncut Gems and Parasite. So I just wanted to put that out there somewhere.
All right.
Because that means that they would easily immediately fit. Because depending on where Joker was placed, on my year-end list and my decade-end list, those two movies have to take the spots right around there as well. So that's pretty important to those lists. And I wish I saw those movies before we had those videos. Because I put fucking like 2 Marvel movies at the end of the decade. And I wasn't
too many.
I wasn't proud of that at all. These movies are better. I need to see more movies in general. That's completely all my fault. All right. That was real quick. I just wanted to add that in. So we have to rank the podcast, but we also have to put a couple tiers in. So let's do the tiers first, because the podcast thing should be last because it's the podcast. We're ending the podcast. Yeah, we have.
Oh, you mean of our own fucking
of our own shit?
Okay, of the Gameshed stuff.
Yeah,
I got very confused.
We've only got a few to add.
My throat's starting to get a little sore though, so I mean this shouldn't be much longer.
No, it will not be much longer. So quickly, I have 2 series to add that you weren't in that are now up on the channel. That's Anza's Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes series, which went up this year. And I guess I just forgot about it. I think that was up last time when we did this. But I'll put that in. It wasn't funny at all. It was just watching 2 people who've never played that game before play it for the first time. I don't know how interesting that is. I have to put it in D, even though I enjoyed it. And Bonds, Resident Evil 4. I'm going with C tier on that one.
Damn, I know you wanted that game to be higher.
I don't think the commentary was amazing throughout, but it is one of my favorite games. Clearly, we've had that talk plenty of times. And I do think there were a lot of good moments, but I don't think it could be higher than C. C's like right there in the middle. Pretty much everything else she did was a B, so that's pretty good.
Pretty good track record.
Yeah, okay.
I'm all over the damn place.
So now the rest are you, and I don't think I forgot anything. Spyro 1 through 3 we can now place. I'm feeling
3. Fuck.
1 I think was the worst.
Yeah, I agree.
2 and 3 were kind of the
similar,
same. Yeah, similar. Which was not bad. I feel a B.
I was gonna say I feel a B as well. I was hoping that that you were gonna say B, because that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
those are pretty enjoyable.
Spyro 1 through 3 is in B. Here's the thing: Crash 1 through 3, because the first one was with Anza, so like half the series or more was with Anza, and before I put her Crash series in D. I think ours was much better.
I agree. I think 3 was the best.
Me too. I think 2 and 3 were good though.
I think they were good, but 3 was definitely the best. I
think it's enough to bring like ours. I think would be like an A.
I was gonna say I think those were B. From what I can remember, I don't remember a whole lot.
Okay, then we can't put it any higher than C, because Anza's got 45 episodes of it that apparently I put in D. So,
damn it, Anza.
I think it's just because you should never take 45 10 or more minute episodes to beat Crash 1. You can beat that game in like 2 hours if you're actually good at it. So
wild.
Yeah, so that could have been done in like less than 15 episodes, I feel like, and it was ridiculously long. So the Insane Trilogy gets promoted to C. Undertale.
Okay, hold up. Give me a second.
It's an
Hold
A.
on. Give me one fucking, I almost said a naughty word. Give me 1 second.
What do you need?
I need to get my brain together. Okay. Fucking goddamn. I think Undertale would be S if we had time to finish it. If we had time to give it a proper ending and send off.
I think I could see that. Also, if there were a couple sessions of Undertale where one of us was a little out of it.
There were some duds here and there, but I think overall it was like really good quality. I guess if it were under different circumstances, if we did Undertale like and we had like a whole other year, and we had all the energy still. Like if it were last year, but like a ways after Night in the Woods, it would be S.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna put A.
I also said A.
I mean, it was like probably the funnest I had in recording.
Undertale was fun. I think that's an A series. Okay, Amnesia Machine for Pigs. I know you want to put this low.
Yeah, I want to kick this down there. I was not having it.
I think it's a B or a C. So
That's wild.
I'm guessing we're going with C then.
Yeah, I'll put that in C. I don't know how do you think it would be a B?
Because there were genuinely funny. We had things going on in that series that I think you forgot about.
That's true.
We had the teddy bear. We called the thing Ralph. Like we had some running things going.
8?
And the creaky doors. I think there were some good bits.
I forgot we immediately called him Ralph. Like I think it's the quickest we've ever named a monster. That's true. Yeah, I'll put it in C though.
We're just thinking of it overall, and we remember like we had a lot of trouble with it. And we didn't care for the game that much, which at the end of the day is going to affect the score for sure. So yeah, Amnesia Machine for Pigs, C tier. Amnesia Dark Descent with Bond was the better series, I think.
I agree.
Okay, there we go. And I think the last one I wrote down, maybe I forgot something. Is Mario Maker 2, which is easily an A for me.
I would agree. That is A tier.
Cool. We didn't have any arguments this time.
I wish. What would make it S though?
If we were consistently,
if the whole series was just Zelda Boy and the Spider-Man level.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think what happens with every series is we have really on days. Sometimes we even have like 2 or 3 on sessions in a row, but all it takes is like 1 or 2 sessions where we're just like, and it'll bring the series down, you know?
Down.
And I don't think the only session of this that was terrible, we cut. So, Mario Maker.
The only few sessions that were terrible we cut.
No, we had one that...
Oh, Mario Maker session, yeah.
Mario Maker 2. We had a session where we cut half the episodes because we just were being bad. And then like...
And there was another bit there were some bits that we were trying that just weren't funny.
And there was another entire session that wasn't necessarily bad. It wasn't great either, but the audio fucked up. So that one never got uploaded either.
So yeah.
So I think that's it. Do you remember any series that I left off?
No.
All right. So I guess I'll quickly read off this then again for anyone who missed that episode and is here.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, it'll be quick. Let's go from bottom up. F tier series: Breath of the Wild and Impatient.
Fucking Breath of the Wild's down there. Oh lordy.
E, even though there were bits in it that were good, they were all in like the first session though. That's the problem. There were like 4 sessions of not really watchable material. E tier: Ape Escape 2, which I gotta admit I look more fondly on now. I'd probably put it in C as a series.
Well, that's wild.
As a series, as like what me and Anza had going on. I look on it more fondly than I did even a couple months ago when we did this. As a game, no. Okay, yeah, back to E tier. Life is Strange Before the Storm, that still belongs there. SpongeBob Al for Bikini Bottom probably still belongs there. D tier: Outlast Whistleblower, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 7, Limbo. Really? I put Limbo in C. Did you do that? Did you hate Limbo? Is that why it's in D?
I might have.
I don't know. Maybe it was me.
Watch the episode.
Maybe I'm just looking more fondly on shit now. Crash 1 was there, but we just replaced Insane in C now. Silent Hill 2 in D. Spider-Man PS1 and Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. C tier. Sly 1 was in C tier, which we just placed elsewhere now. No, wait, we didn't. That's the only one we didn't do. Okay, let's place that right now.
Which one?
Sly 1 through 3. I've got to put it You know what? I've got to put it in C.
Yeah.
Because overall, the Anza section was pretty decent. The Bond section, pretty decent. Our section, not the best.
Fuck you.
If we're being honest.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So overall, I think Sly 1 through 3 retains a C score. Sly 1 through 3. Okay, back onto the C tiers. Dark Souls 3, Pac-Man World 2, Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights, Soma, Sims. Soma should definitely be a D at least. You're the reason it's there. You tried to make Soma like a B. What the fuck's wrong with you?
It was funny.
Sims is C. You definitely wanted that higher too, I think.
Oh yeah, I fought for that. I was like S tier. Come on, Nintendo.
Resident Evil 4 in C. Insane Trilogy, Machine for Pigs, Amnesia. B tiers. Mario Odyssey, the first series. Until Dawn, Inside, Lights, Camera, Pants, Firewatch. Now I don't know if I could put Lights, Camera, Pants in B. I had a lot of trouble trying to find bits for the movie. Maybe it's like The Wall. Maybe you just need to watch it all at once and it'll be better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, Firewatch. A Way Out. These are in B. Resident Evil Remake, Outlast 2, Little Big Planet, and Spyro 1 through 3. A tiers, Crash Bash, Slender, The Arrival, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, Undertale, and Mario Maker 2. So we got 2 more A series out today. That's pretty good.
That's wild.
Towards the end of the Gameshed. So that's cool.
Good stuff. Fuck.
S tier are still just Silent Hill and Night in the Woods and its supplementals. All right. Now, this is the last thing we're doing.
Here we go.
We're ranking these very podcasts.
Because I forgot what the fuck we did before recommendations.
Well, here.
Oh, fuck you.
Here. I think we can agree on our worst podcast right away.
I'm going to take it off the stick so I can actually look over at the list.
I'm thinking this one right here.
I guess I can agree. I can take that.
Yeah, okay. So at number 8, because, I put the best horror games bracket, the first one that we did, are technically 2 different episodes. I'm counting that as 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'll count that as 1 as well.
Okay, so we collectively agree. Look through these. Don't look at these ones.
Yeah, the ones with the X's. I got that.
Yeah. Okay. So you agree that the worst one that we did was IGN Top 100 Games.
Yeah, because most of it was just, I don't know.
I don't know this one. I don't have anything to say about it.
I don't have much to say.
Oh, wow, I like that one. They put it there. Okay, well, props.
I kind of want to get more into this one. I heard good things about it. I heard good things about this one. I don't know.
That's the number 8 spot. I think that's the worst one, even including all the Recs and everything. We're not ranking the ones where we just covered Recs.
It was good on paper, but only if we knew a whole lot. If we knew the whole list.
Mm-hmm. So we're not ranking today's either. Even though that would be funny and meta.
That would be a paradox.
Yeah. Okay. Number 7. What do I think?
Well, what did we even do in the fucking... I don't remember ranking the Green Day albums, honestly.
I think that one's going to be pretty low.
I think that one's... I want to say that one's 7.
Maybe. I think we've got some contenders for 7. Since this is about us, really, we're going to think this one...
I think my opinion
We're going to think this one should be low. But I look on that one fondly, so I don't know.
Same, because it's
we're being so vague. We'll get there, everybody. I think Green Day albums... Green Day albums should be 7. You're right.
Yeah, it should be 7. Aha.
At 6, I'm looking at Cartoons Madness bracket.
That's what I was thinking as well.
All right.
I don't really remember that one much either.
At 5,
we could have gone a lot harder with that. I feel like it just ended up being a circle jerk for the adult cartoons.
Yeah, I think at 5. I would go with... It's between fast food tier lists and decade best of lists.
It has to be... Oh, wait.
Did you forget that we have the decade best of?
Yeah, you mixed it in with the stuff I'm not supposed to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say decade best of list.
At 5.
Because everything else, I'm like, I'd put above that.
I can agree. Okay, so 4, I would go fast food tier list.
Yep, I agree. So we're doing the same thing. I think that one was good, though. That was like pretty good.
I do, yeah. That's why it's here.
There was a lot. You
the rest of these...
the most in fast food tier list.
That one's the one I want to hear again, honestly. I want to hear, like, what were our takes on food? For some reason, I want to hear us talk about food. Okay.
I mean,
there's a lot of that.
If you want to hear that, just watch the Gameshed.
Okay, so we're down to
food is like the foundation of this friendship. So like,
we're down to the top 3, which are gonna be best horror games, ranking our Let's Plays, which is definitely just us who care about that.
This is way too high, yeah.
And our favorite games.
I've got to pull the trigger already and say number 3 is ranking our own Let's Plays.
I think I can agree with that. I look on it fondly.
It's meta. And
I love it.
It's fun. I'll be
watching that.
I threw it out there, and you're like, "Why? Let's do it!" Like immediately.
Yeah.
Like, because you love ranking shit, and I'm like, "Here's a meta thing. Let's rank our fucking Let's Play."
Yeah, we did the tier list.
If we did this before the podcast, we would have just made a whole night out of it.
Oh yeah. Like we did that with a bunch of shit before. We should have ranked escape rooms.
We did.
Yeah, but on the podcast like that no one would know. Yeah, I know, but it would be just as stupid. It would actually apply to more people than our fucking Let's Plays. So don't even.
The truth in that statement is what makes it funny.
Okay. So
I'm stuck between these two now. I'm a little stuck.
Our favorite games and best horror games.
The first episode, actually. The favorite games one, I looked back on that one fondly. Like that one was
me too.
Good quality all the way through, even though like my throat was killing me the whole fucking time.
Oh, is that what happened in that one?
Yeah, you're like through it anyway. I'm like, you asshole.
Okay.
But I got to call off work the next day, so I guess it was a win.
Yeah, these top 4, I would listen to us fucking drone on for hours to hear the dumb takes we came up with at the time. But our favorite games and best horror games. We were probably more passionate about our favorite games.
We were pretty into the horror games bracket.
We were, but I know there were games on there we didn't really want to talk about that we knew we had to talk about, like FNAF.
Yeah, but we still went on and on. Like we went so long that it needed a second episode. I feel like that wouldn't happen again if we did that now.
No, when we started, we just wanted to keep talking forever.
I'm gonna give the madness argument. Which one are you more likely to listen back to?
The bracket.
Well, fuck, I will probably listen to the favorite games.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's what you would expect. No, the bracket would be more interesting to me because I know why I love my favorite games.
That's true.
But I would want to hear what we argued about in the best horror games bracket.
That's an argument there. So put favorite games at 2.
Okay. So our first podcast, we peaked.
I already knew that going in. I already knew like fuck that horror games bracket is like unlike anything else we've fucking done. First 2 episodes, we peaked. It was all downhill from there.
I don't think. Let me just say. Podcasts aren't supposed to be looked at like this, like ranked and everything. They're supposed to be casual as fuck, and they are. So I don't think like, it's our best work because like we didn't do much.
See, now I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna go ahead and like look back on all the Gameshed series and then number those.
Oh, I will. I'll do that on my own time.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's it, everyone. The worst to best. Now, yeah, the worst to best, which we just said, but I'll say it real quick now. Worst, IGN Top 100, followed by Green Day albums bracket. Those were both your ideas. Wait, followed by Cartoons Madness bracket. That was also your idea.
Hey, fuck you want from me.
I'm just joking.
Okay. I tried.
Okay, 5 decade best of list. That was me. Fast food tier list was you.
That was me. Yeah.
Then ranking our Let's Plays, also you.
me.
Our favorite games,
Also me.
Was it?
I think so.
I thought we just kind of decided we had to do that one together.
Okay, maybe.
I don't know.
Because I remember I was like,
you.
I want to talk about favorite albums too and movies.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. So our favorite games at 2, and then best horror games.
And that one just kind of came out of nowhere. It was just like, oh, it's Halloween.
We were just like, let's do a podcast. We thought of, let's do podcasts. Let's have it be about the best horror games. Let's do a madness bracket. All that came before actually like having any clue what the fuck doing a podcast would mean.
Because after that, we were like, what the fuck do we do? Like, now what? What topics do we have?
Yeah, immediately after that, because the next episode we ranked our own Let's Plays.
That was the episode. Jesus Christ. God damn it. I hate ourselves.
I hate ourselves. I hate us.
I hate ourselves.
So that's it. That's the 15, and we already ranked our wrecks too, which is funny because I peaked at my first wreck.
You did,
and you had your worst one as the first wreck.
Yes, so I got better.
Good Will Hunting in Skyrim was the first video we recommended.
Mine got better. Yeah, you're welcome. I knew that going in.
Now, which one would you listen to? That is a rec-based podcast. Which one would you want to be like, oh, what were my thoughts on that? Because for me, there's a few. Like,
probably either or on the White Album, honestly.
Yeah. What, you'd want to hear my thoughts on the White Album back? Or
no, I want to hear my thoughts on either or. I don't give a shit what you think.
Okay.
No, I want to. No, I want to hear those two. They're both. That just sounds more interesting.
I think that's the best matchup.
I think so too.
Of Rex. Those were both pretty solid Rex. The Mollusk could be cool to hear back what we thought.
I'll hear back what your thoughts on the Spider-Man trilogy.
I'd want to hear back
and me gush about it.
I'd want to hear back thoughts on Good Will Hunting too. So yeah, I don't know. At least every episode had at least one good rec, but yeah, I think either or in the White Album is the best matchup, where both recs were pretty quality. Not in terms of what they were, but like in terms of how interesting a discussion on them was. I think the most like heated and most like interesting, arguably, discussion that we had was probably on Midsummer, but I wouldn't want to hear that back for some time.
I think the most heated we've been was either.
You don't think it was Midsummer?
No, I think it was either the horror bracket or the fast food tier list.
Oh no,
I
no,
got heated at you for that. I meant for trying to put fucking Wingstop at C tier. Fuck you for that.
Did I? I thought I put it at D.
Yeah, fuck you.
And then we got it. We argued it to C. I let you have it a little bit because you want to put it in like A. I meant in terms of what we discussed. So, like in terms of our recs that we discussed. So by that logic, Midsummer and Selling England by the Pound would be the worst, because those both ranked pretty low for us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Listening to us bitch about Midsummer might be cool one day.
I think this is the longest podcast we've done, huh?
I don't think so. It says 2 hours, 36 minutes, but we had like a 5 or so minute break, and I know we've had podcasts that were like 2.5 hours before, so.
Okay, so this is, I guess.
This is somewhat standard for some of the longer episodes. But I wanted it to be just a little of everything.
A little send off.
Make sure that we touch on everything we wanted to again. This is the last thing, Gameshed or podcast or anything related, where we talk into microphones with each other.
On the same couch.
On the same couch and upload it onto the internet. This is the last thing.
Yeah. That's
like,
wild.
Canon. This is the last canon thing. We did the Valentine's Day thing earlier. By the way, my mouth's still fucking. I can still fucking feel the effects of the sour shit.
Oh, I don't.
I can if I move my tongue around in my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to call my dad too.
It's still barely there. You do need to call your dad.
Tell him happy birthday.
So I guess we'll always know which day we record this on.
Yeah, and that's ceremonious, I guess, in a way.
Your dad's birthday. Oh yeah, because we finished the Gameshed and the Shedheads podcast on the same day, and it was your dad's birthday.
My dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad! We can finally stop doing this shit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it's been something. It's been over 2 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a nice little run, and I like the podcast thing that we had.
Yeah, I wish we started. Honestly, I wish we started way back.
Yeah, sooner, or like, I wish we had more stuff like the tier list. Honestly, the bracket, like the horror bracket, was best shit.
Well, I liked when we were doing all those different ideas. I feel like overall those would be more fun to look back on than when we started doing recommendations. But recommendations were much more interesting for me as we were doing them. Like, I really like to hear what you thought about things, and I like to explore new things and give my thoughts on them.
Yeah.
It's just, once it's happened, they probably do not hold up as well as the stupid shit we were doing before. Which is probably entertaining to us, at least.
It is, yeah.
I don't think I'll ever watch back IGN or Green Day.
IGN.
You will?
Maybe. Just so I can hear how fucking stupid I am.
IGN, cartoons, Green Day.
Just the IGN I'll watch back. It's the worst, I agree, but...
I think from 5 to 1, from Decade Best of Lists and everything beyond that, I would maybe watch again. And Decade Best of Lists, I would maybe only watch because I would want to hear what my dumbass put on the Decade list, because that list is probably going to be changing for years and years once I find things that came out in this decade that I like better than what I put there. That was a big run-on sentence.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
It did make sense.
You might actually revitalize the show or do something different.
The Gameshed, yeah.
I'm probably gonna
this podcast. I don't think I'll find a podcast partner again.
I am probably gonna call you to help me complete a game or something.
Sounds good.
I usually every friend I have has at least one game they
wait.
tried helping me complete.
Can we just talk about how special this is?
What?
I know that's not your thing.
The final show thing, or
that?
Are you
gonna
make this weird?
I'm gonna make it weird.
God damn it.
I mean, me and you.
Man, I got work tomorrow.
It's like 9:30.
It's 10.
It's 9:53.
It's 10.
No,
I'm a boomer.
You gotta let me do this.
All right, fine. I figured it was coming.
Well, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's special, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're gonna fucking talk on Discord and all that shit.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Just like the shit we created for last couple years. And just I know it's nothing special. It's a Let's Play. It's a fucking podcast. Ooh, big deal. We sat on a couch and exchanged words for hours.
Yeah, but
But
you gotta, it's one of those, you gotta be there,
No one else, I'm gonna say right now, I think you and Anza too keep thinking you'll find someone else to do it with, and it's not that easy.
Well, yeah, I mean, because we say it because we'll still do it.
What do you mean?
I don't know. If I was living in LA and I had nothing else going on, I'd still do this shit. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, it's not like I want to find someone else and just do it and just keep it going. It's it definitely became about our dynamic and everything.
Oh, yeah.
With me and you.
Just found that out by just playing together Mario Odyssey on the couch just one day.
Mm-hmm. And with Anza too, and with Bond. Anyone who became a regular on here, it was definitely about just the dynamic. And I couldn't just, even good friends of mine that I won't name because that's rude. I couldn't see myself doing this shit with.
Yeah.
Especially the podcast. I don't even know if I could do the podcast with Anza or Bond, because
they won't rant on about dumb shit. They won't rank the fucking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me and you are the only ones who fucking. You're the only one who I can be rank this, and like you'll be like, oh shit, and then like 10 minutes later you'll send me a list.
10 seconds later, it's like, like when you messaged me last decade year tier list, and I was like, I said nothing. I just sent the list immediately.
You just like ranked the years of like 2016, 2014, 2011.
You totally did that as a joke too. And I was just like, pop.
I think
it took like a whole 2 seconds.
I think I did it too. And then we actually considered doing it on an episode of the podcast. Like, we're fucking dumb, but like nothing can match that. You know what I'm saying? No one else is going to do these topics with me or like, or do the Rex probably either. It's really not that easy. So this is special to me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that we got to do it. And if, everyone, especially in LA, everyone doesn't want to do shit unless they're getting paid or it's like worth their time or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's not ever about being close and having friendships and close relationships with people.
Do for me,
yeah, exactly. So it's not as easy as make another friend and they'll come over and do a podcast once a week and they'll play games and do commentary enough to get 2 videos up every day, every week for the year. It's not that easy, and I wouldn't just want to do it with any random fucking person either. So it's pretty great what happened here between us.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be moving away, and we'll not be seeing each other much at all.
Yeah, but we'll be around, like, occasionally.
No, we'll be around, sure. But this era is officially, that's it.
Yeah, at least for now. I don't know where the fuck I'm going to be in, like, a year or 2 from now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't answer that. You'll probably still be in L.A.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll be in L.A.
You decided, like, you're staying there.
I don't know where I'll be in any other way. I know where I'll physically be.
I might be back there, like, if I ended up making, like, a $50K salary and I'll get a small apartment there.
Hell yeah.
So I can afford that shit.
Sounding good.
But otherwise, like, if I were doing, like, what I'm doing now, it's just, like, working, saving up, and all that shit in L.A., I'd probably want to kill myself. Because I hate driving there. I hate the people there. And then it would just bog me way down, so...
Right.
I don't know, I got tangent really fucking quick.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, right. No, yeah. Like, I'm just thinking, like, all the times I get tangent as fuck on the channel. On, like, the main Gameshed thing. That's, like, all my commentary was about for a while. Yeah, let's watch back, Odyssey now.
You're right. We said we were going to watch that before I left. I don't know if we're going to get to do that.
I don't know about before you leave, but we can do it, like, right after.
Wait, what?
just message me, like, so what episode are you on?
We should at least watch, like, the first 6.
I think...
that was the first session.
I think you first said, like... I think at one point you said, like... Well, I know you don't remember this, but you're like... Yeah, marriage is kind of like kicking the bucket.
Wait, I said that?
Yeah, you said that. I was like, I don't know what fucking prompted that. But
was that in Odyssey?
Yeah.
What? How do you remember that? Did you put it in the movie or something?
No. I think... Actually, no.
You might have found it while you were looking for the movie.
Yeah, I think so. I just all I remember is that fucking saying.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Your next day off or something. You'll have to get your ass out here and we'll watch at least the first session, I think. That's like the first 6 episodes.
I got a lot of chores and shit to do for my next day off, but like after that I'm good. So yeah, we'll do that.
Cool.
At the very least.
I mean,
the second day off.
I'll be gone here pretty soon too. So yeah, maybe that'll be like the last time we get to do something together. So, perfect.
Let's get fucked.
All right.
Let's get fucked with food.
Let's fuck.
Let's Carl's. Yeah, finally. Let's Carl's, McDonald's, or Taco Bell or something, and just fill the coffee table again.
We have to. If you're saying that right now,
I have to have a strict $20 budget though, because that's what I did.
That is what you did,
and just fill it though. I don't know how much of that I can eat. Not McDonald's. I realized today I can't do McDonald's.
You know what?
I immediately almost shit myself.
You know what? It's not going to be your day off, but I need you to. And yeah, we're doing it live.
What, Thursday?
Yes, I need Thursday the 30th. Shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not. I never have a Thursday off.
Oh no, I know you won't be off. I'm just saying when you get home that night, we gorge together and watch Odyssey or probably Odyssey.
Yeah.
Because that's the 30th. I'll be gone 3 days after that.
And then we can watch my direct deposit go through at midnight.
Sounds good.
Right. That's what my life has come down to.
So keep that Thursday open for me.
Okay.
I said it here first. And that'll be the day we watch our first session. We'll watch as much Odyssey as we can stomach.
I can respect that request.
Great. It's the ultimate way to finish this era off.
Yeah.
Off camera.
It's been a crazy ride, yeah.
The era from October 2017 to January. Let's just call it February 2020.
That's that long. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm gonna go throw up really quick.
All right. So
I'm old as shit. I'm a boomer.
We just made those plans live.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gorging, but it'll probably be Taco Bell.
We gotta do whatever's the most us. So yeah, probably Taco Bell.
Probably Taco Bell. But even though wasn't the first one
probably McDonald's.
The first one was Carl's or something stupid.
Yeah.
I have 2.
No, it was Taco Bell because you said you could eat more than me.
No, I didn't.
That was how we started doing it. You said you could eat more Taco Bell than me. You said you could eat more than me in general.
Oh yeah, no, because I remember
then
you were one of those guys who I eat a lot. I'm like, I hear that every fucking day.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, everyone says that to me too.
Yeah, because everyone did. I have people you can ask, and they would be like, yeah, this motherfucker would pig out so much. He ate a lot. I would literally go back to school with fucking Taco Bell burritos in my pocket.
Yeah.
For later.
But I was like, you'll see how much I can eat. Because everyone says that.
And now I'm a bitch in comparison. So, and then I became one.
You did good that day, though. I remember thinking, wow, he's actually eating, more than most people. But
I did.
You stopped. You definitely stopped, after a few months. Yeah, ever since you first got self-conscious, you never ate like that again.
I think that just I hindered myself.
You did, because you were fine.
I self-consciously, stopped myself. And now I've been eating crazy again just because I love food.
Yeah, so Taco Bell on the 30th, which might be the day this fucking podcast comes out, so that's funny.
Ah.
You really needed to see that for it to work.
That's all I had to say.
Ah. Thank you, guys. I know the only 2 subscribers are us, but we did this anyway. So, yeah.
Maybe the other co-hosts are looking at this, shedding a tear right now.
Other co-hosts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our other ones.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. You're probably right. Maybe the Gameshed. This channel's done. It was 15 episodes, and that's it.
That's done, yeah.
If I ever do another podcast with anyone else at some point, it'll be on a different channel.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So go there.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. It's like Unis Honest, but not that long. Unis Honest, I have to add.
What?
Last second thing. When we did our favorite YouTubers and shit.
Yep.
In the Mollusk Can Get Hurt. Fuck it, we're not ranking that one.
No, yeah, we're done.
That one wasn't bad, but all right.
We're out of here.
I was gonna say I'd add Unis Honest to that, which is the channel you've been walking in on me watching.
Oh,
with Markiplier and Ethan from Crank Gameplays.
I have a reaction pic for what I saw last night. Hold up.
Told you
this is not going to translate like whatsoever, but that was me.
Shrek leaving the porta potty with the Mike Wazowski's face on it.
No, it's Sully.
Oh, I don't know.
It's been put on Mike Wazowski.
Oh, okay.
It's the like face, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that channel, weird thing to end on, especially after that deep convo we just had. But I'd add Unis Honest to that list because, like I said, I haven't been able to like enjoy Markiplier's content like 2 or 3 years now. But that channel is fucking great and entertaining, and it's only around for a year, and they're deleting everything on it after that. So check it out.
Yeah, and also like last thing I'll add with like I'm the only person that would be doing this shit. I just realized like I fucking missed a whole ass opportunity. You'd probably be the only person that actually would like commit to helping me 100% at game.
Helping you
Probably.
How? Oh, like online or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Example, keep talking and no one explodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean if
you definitely helped me out with that one, but like that's about it. That's about the only game we would play. Unless you want 100% Town of Salem. 300 achievements, let's go.
That's insane. If you need me to do something like that, then yeah. Or if you need to rank something.
Hey, I need something ranked.
I mean, fuck, I've done that to you.
Get this on my desk in 10 minutes.
Like, there's so many of my friends who I'd be like, let's do a podcast where we do madness or a tier list or ranking stuff, and they'd be like, why? That's fucking stupid. And I'd be like, okay. Like John Mulaney.
Okay. Okay.
I forget what it's the Delta Airlines thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they're like, because we hate you. Okay. Yeah, that's how I feel if I ask my other friends.
Say you're a fat girl. No, say it. I'm a little fat girl. Why are you doing this?
See, I would that's pretty much how I'd feel if I asked any other friend to do like a tier list or ranking or a madness bracket podcast with me, because they'd be like, are you stupid? No. We're the only ones who enjoy the shit.
No, they just be like, no.
Yeah, we're the only ones who enjoy doing this shit. So I'm glad we did it.
Pretty much.
I'm glad we did it. I'm glad it's documented. And yeah, thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you too, bud. Actually, though,
let's blow out the candle for the final time.
Crazy.
Wait.
Fuck.
You guys just need to trust that it happened because we need to do this together.
Oh god damn it! We're gonna lock get a little too close. Yeah.
All right.
We done did it.
We did it.
I got cooties now. Fuck.